What is up, y'all? It is every other Wednesday night, so you know what that means on 3 Star Draw. It is time for the backyard battlefield. I am down south of 77, aka 3 Star Draw, and with me is the king in the north.
Still crusty old crow, and I'm watching the stream, and I'm pixelated again, man.
30 seconds ago, you were fine.
Yep, yep,
it,
yep, yep.
it only happens when we go live. It's got to be a StreamYard thing. It's
gotta be. It's gotta be because yeah, I practically moved my router into the room, and like it's
Yeah.
just one of those things. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand like why it does that, but it does, and it'll come and go. Like it'll go in and out. You'll be fine, and
Well,
everything's
I
fine, and then
I
it'll.
I feel like it's a StreamYard bandwidth thing because I've seen Punk go through this sometimes on his channel. He gets a
Yeah,
little pixelated. I've seen it with others, and I'm just like going, okay, well, I don't feel alone in this, but is it ever frustrating?
yeah, it is. And when you're like you've done everything you can do on your end,
I tried
and
yelling at it. I tried screaming at it. I tried unplugging it and plugging it back in.
yeah. Usually, I find if coarse language and rebooting it don't work, then all hope is lost.
Well, I'm not going to cry
Um,
like a little bitch, but I mean, it didn't ask.
So a hammer will fix anything, at least for that couple minutes, while you're doing it.
You're not wrong.
I have some pictures of a printer years and years ago that I got so mad that I just snatched it up and threw it in the hall and literally took a claw hammer and beat the shit out of it into like 100 pieces in my
Yeah,
hallway.
like the Office Space printer scene, right? Like, just take
That
this,
yeah,
you whore. Yeah.
yeah, just a little smaller printer, but yeah, same. And I don't even know when I did that if I'd seen that movie or not
No,
at that time.
it's because
And then
that scene has nothing to do with the movie. That scene is a universal
oh
truth about how people feel about tech, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yep,
or
and
felt.
just
Yeah.
frustration building up. So
Yeah.
how you doing, man? How's it going up there in Ottawa? Has it snowed yet?
No, man, we're just summer's just coming to an end, I think. Like it's starting to cool down a little bit, but still hot certain points of the day. But the winds picked up, the lake effect, things like that. So I don't know. It's been all right. Been busy with the channel because all the figures came all at once,
Yeah,
right?
isn't that the way?
I don't mind. It's better than them
Yeah.
not being here at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were in a drought for a little while. Like nothing was showing up there.
It was getting frustrating. I didn't care if I knew for a little while I was not going to be first to many reviews at all. But I
Yeah.
wasn't even getting into the same timeline as when the reviews are. I was like, all right, I've watched the others' reviews. It looks like a fun figure. I'm doubting whether I want to do a review or not. I just want to get it. you know?
Yeah, just gotta get here. Just let me see and I'll decide when I get here. Maybe you used up all of your goodwill with Footloose and they're like, that was your one.
Yeah, well, yeah, one a year, right? But
Yeah.
no, like for example, heavy duty still has not hit here. Like in the Game Stops I go to,
Oh
never been
God.
there.
Yeah.
Right. And I had them on pre-order. Thank God I just caved that pre-order and ordered them somewhere else. But you just don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's part of the frustration with, anything, but especially when your main jam is Hasbro. Like you just at
Yeah.
their mercy unless you want to play the ordering shell game, and you're a little more limited with that than some of us
Well,
are.
yeah, I think especially with the tariff situation about to unfold even worse. I think we're all about to be in the same game I've been in for a little while now.
Yeah.
And
That's
then everybody will be like, "Oh, it was like that." I'll be like, "It was like that."
that's how it was. Now you
Yeah.
all get to feel my pain. So Um,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and say what's up to the chat before we get too far along. I think we got nine watching right now. There's some other stuff going on tonight, so that's fine. We appreciate everybody here, and we might have some more filter in a little bit. So, first
Sure.
one to see is Dave with these dungeons. Greetings,
Hey,
and may the stream be massive.
Dave's always first. He like lives off being first in all the chats.
Dave, Stanley, Shane, and Son of a Crayon Slayer. Those guys are always in early. MC, DJ, ACDC, what is going on? It's Mick DJ. And
Macadak.
no, you've shortened it. Do you like
Yep.
Mick DJ or MC DJ? Because I say MC DJ, but spell out like Mick, like no, I'm not going to say that. Just, yeah, McDonald's or MC. Donald's or Hammer.
Well, I figure if it was MC, it would be capitalized, right? Right.
Yeah,
He went to an effort. Yeah, it's
yeah,
Mick.
he did.
It's Mick
Yeah,
DJ. Yeah.
Just want to clarify. So, Son of a Crayon Slayer, there he is. What's going on? Frank Dumont, you is happening in the house. What's up, Frank? Let's see. Dreadnought K6 is in the house. Son of Crayon Slayer says, Crow, tell it you'll replace it with bunny ears and make it feel bad. Like rabbit ears.
Oh man, I was like a code breaker with rabbit ears, UHF dial, and the little fine dial. That was how I watched Joe when I was growing up. I used to have to break the transmission just before I'd go to school and watch parts of Joe in static. Got it, Mom.
Like a Navajo code talker.
I'm not even kidding. Like some kid trying to descramble porn in a religious household. Like, fuck, I almost got it.
Yeah, I saw a nipple. I think that was a nipple.
No, it wasn't. Nope.
Yep. Yeah, it could have been in a ear. Starfighter's in the house. Backyard looks great. Nice review on the polar set yesterday, Crow.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Starfighter, appreciate that. That is like, I'm not, Darren and I talked about it. This thing is really all I bought it for. And I think a lot of people feel the same. It's like, yeah, paid a lot of money for a bear and a funky snake eyes that I never really cared about.
Yeah, we'll talk about get a little further into that in just a minute, because I have some thoughts on those toys that I don't have.
For sure.
Menjosa's in the house. What's up, Menjosa?
Yo, Menjosa.
Let's see. He says, what's happening to us? Just Wednesday night, man. Just almost there, almost to Friday. Bobby Wald. Bobby says, I got 4 emails last night from Hasbro, items shipping me soon, telling me I should have Slice and Dice, Law and Order, Major Blood, and Breaker 2 weeks ago. We're going to talk about this. I know a lot of people got those emails.
So Bobby and I always jump in the same chats midway through the day. Certain streamer likes to go on, David T. Allen, and we always join David and watch him review some old figures. And I'm gonna say it, David T. Allen, I hope you're watching. Do you see an R in Bobby Wold? Because poor Bobby for the last couple of weeks has been Bobby World. And I just think of that. I think of that old Howie Mandel cartoon, Bobby. It's
Bobby's World.
Bobby's World, right? And I just been like, but Bobby, you're so polite. You never correct them and everything. So I'll just do it for you.
In David's defense, I thought that it was Bobby World for like the first 2 or 3 weeks that I saw him in chat way back when in Toy Enhancers chat, and I was like, Bobby World, why is he saying Wald? And then I looked at it and I'm like, oh, it is Wald.
Because when you get streaming, man, you're trying to read that chat, and even with glasses, glare and things like that, or shadows, you're just like, whatever, just get the name out.
Yeah, they'll know what I mean. But yeah, I watch David sometimes too. There's nobody, and he's new, like to he's not new to the scene, but he's new to doing his channel and toy
Sure.
tube and stuff. There
Wow.
is nobody that I have watched that matches David T. Allen's energy and enthusiasm for what
Oh,
he is doing.
100%. The guy is like a database, like of on
Yeah.
hand, and what he doesn't know, he just grabs the resource. Like he doesn't leave the camera. He just grabs the resource and looks it up. It's all
Yeah,
on
it's
hand,
like,
right?
oh yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I hope to see David gain some traction. I don't get to watch him much, but I do. I'll tune in and kind of listen in the background a lot of times.
mhm.
Let's see, Crimson Cobra Commander's in the house. Triple C, hang out because you're gonna come up later.
Yes.
Let's see who else is in. I think we are down to the
I
end.
just to highlight Bobby's response to all of this. I think it's fourth from the bottom right now. I believe that. I really
I,
do.
I bet you have heard that your entire life, that voice. I bet.
Yeah. I see
I
Dreadnought
bet.
K6 chirping them in there
Yeah,
too.
yeah, same. Yeah, same. Bobby Worlds. Yep. Are you 2 foot tall with the giant disproportionate
So,
head?
"Well, they're going
Uh,
to Hollywood." That annoying little voice can never get that out of my head, and it's been over 40 years.
I didn't watch much of that because I was never a big Howie Mandel fan. I never liked his stand up much. So
No,
um,
I was barely a fan, and that show made me less of a fan. So when I see him on whatever America's Got Talent or whatnot, I'm like, what are you even doing there?
see, I like him more in later years in things like that than I ever liked his stand up.
Yeah,
Um,
I just can't help the association. Hmm.
and the other thing that I've always got shit for is I never liked Seinfeld either. Like I didn't like his
Ah,
stand up, and I because the entire show was basically a giant stand up bit. I never watched the show either. It just never was
yeah,
funny to me.
I was one of those guys that stopped laughing immediately after the first chuckle at best with Seinfeld, and the inside joke about it being a show about nothing didn't escape me.
Yeah,
It just wasn't as funny as I think a lot of people thought it was. To me, it wasn't.
yeah.
Mm.
I just never. I don't know, man. Even before that show was a thing, he'd be on. You'd see him on the comedy hour things or whatever, and it just never did anything for me at all.
Yeah, and
Oh, let's see.
I find a lot of the shows of that late '90s or mid '90s just doesn't stand up today, anyways. Whether they were comedy or anything else, I just can't watch them. I'm like, so dated. Like
I can still watch Friends. I can watch Friends anytime.
even Friends, I struggle with now. Like I used to love Friends, loved it, but now it's just like, meh, laugh track.
Yeah, and parts of it are dated. But
Hmm.
I never saw an episode of Friends until years after it was off the air. I didn't watch it when it was on. But I was somebody I was dating for a long time. That was her absolute favorite show. So by default, I started watching Friends, and we wound up watching the whole thing like twice over.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
I agree, Dreadnought. Seinfeld wasn't funny, but George and Kramer were. They made the show. I never cared much for Elaine,
I,
but George and Kramer were it.
yeah, I found the Friends quasi funny, like enough, but not enough to hold a whole series down for me.
No, no. And
So,
Dreadnought says Married with Children is the best ever, and he can watch Married with Children anytime.
so Married with Children is one where I've left it in high opinion, but I know it doesn't. It doesn't fit with the culture right now, and that's saying it in the nicest way sense. So I won't watch it just because I don't want to think about that.
Yeah, you want to think about the good old days of misogyny.
No, just be like, you're a bad person for finding that funny. You're a terrible person for finding that funny. You're it's just fuck off.
Yeah,
I just assume not
uh,
watch it anymore. Yeah.
I'm with Dreadnought. I can watch it. It's one I could probably watch. And the other one,
So,
of course, we've talked about a lot is Three's Company. I can watch Three's Company day or
so
night.
I think the sitcom I've probably watched the most of in all of time is been The Office. I think I've watched every episode of The Office at least 10 times in sequence over since the day I discovered it. And it wasn't while it was on the air. It was just as it was coming off the air that I discovered it. And I think that is one of
One
the
day,
best comedies. Yeah.
one day I'm gonna watch that.
It's just one of those shows where there's such a great cast and dynamic of character, and the writing is so good that you
Yeah.
know somebody in that show. You're like that.
Oh,
That's Pop. I know this guy. That's Pop, right?
right.
Yeah.
Let's see. U.S. Combat Dojo's in the house as George and Kramer made the
No.
show. Talking about Seinfeld
Mm.
and Wraith Mace in the house. What's up, Wraith? How you doing?
Hey, buddy. Good to see
Hey,
you,
good.
buddy.
Yeah, good to see you.
Wraith is
Oh
usually streaming 40K stuff, which I love, or a lot of video game content late into the night. So sometimes I'll pass by there. But if you guys like good 40K chat, that's where you start.
yeah, and I don't know. I know nothing about 40K, but I'll just turn Wraith on sometimes and listen to whatever he's talking about, and I'll make a comment or ask something that's probably so asinine to everybody else that's in there, but
Well,
he's always nice and explains it for me.
and I bring it up not just to, I'm not kissing Wraith's ass here. It's just that, I watched the Toy Kind of Mood earlier. They were talking about the Snake Eyes video game and the hopes and intents. And all I wanted to scream is like, listen, everybody's been raging about Space Marine 2 and these 40K cinematics more. I hope the Joe team are paying attention to what's been working with 40K. That's the kind of stuff Wraith Maze really gets into, is that video game culture lore,
Yeah,
the plans and the Joy Toy, of course. So
yeah, all the joy toy.
he's
Turn
stolen all the
that.
joy from Toyville.
Jay Astro has joined us. What's up, Jay Astro? How you doing?
Yo.
I've been knocking some pictures out. Jay Astro does nothing but take awesome pictures. On all of his Instagram stuff is great. Let's see. And Wraith says, can you imagine a video game like Space Marines 2 for Joe? Man, I'd love it.
Clearly I can. This is the
You're
thing,
right.
Rafe.
Yeah. And I was listening to Attack 'em too a little bit when they were talking about that, and like they touched on what I always thought for a Joe game is Call of Duty. I mean, but I mean
Yeah,
they'd
I
have to
brought that.
fix.
Yeah.
I was gonna say they'd have to fix all of the inherent crap that they've done to Call of Duty in the last 15 years. But just the play style, just all the years that
Yeah,
I played that game, I was like, I wish I was playing a G.I. Joe game.
it's really yeah, I brought that up in the chat and Gaines talked about it a little bit, and so did the rest of them. It would be skins at best, right? You couldn't bring each individual Joe something unique other than a gun, because they'll be like, "Okay, how do you reflect Snake Eyes is really good at martial arts, better than the others in Call of Duty, right? That's up to the player to
Yeah.
hit buttons fast enough." So yeah, I kind of got
Yeah.
what they were saying about it.
Yeah. But just, what if, it'd be
It'd
great.
still be cool to shoot a guy that looks like Destro, just beating him with a shot, right? Like, that'd be fun.
Yeah, but I want the whole tamale, man. I want hisses, and I want the vehicles and the vehicle segments. I want to be, driving a polar battle bear through the ice field or flying a sky striker. Yeah, whatever.
And that's why it's its own game, right? Because you need to have
Yeah.
all it's more like Battlefield where the vehicles are involved, but it
Yeah.
still needs that personality tweaking for each character, right? Hey, Wraith, no, I haven't seen your Emperor figure. No, I will. I did.
Bryce says, reskin Ghost Recon with Joe's. I was never a big Ghost Recon fan.
No, but if you took a game like Rainbow Six, where you do a lot of the top level planning before
Tactical.
you execute the mission, maybe then
Yeah.
you could work in some Joe traits like, hey, Flint would have an advantage for this kind of breaching, or, Lady J could honeypot that guy and no violence, like who knows,
Yeah.
right? Like just that's kind of the
Yeah.
direction I would go with it. Yeah.
I would be down for that with a nice mix of strategy, but still like a first person or because I like first person, but something in the style of Gears of War would work too. The 2.5 person over the shoulder view.
Yeah, and
Um,
I guess that's where you get your Joe traits, right? If you're using a certain character and you pound the X button, your cinematic is unique to your character, what they do at
yeah,
that moment, right? Like I can see where things like that work. It's just to me, I think it's sad that as far as I've seen, G.I. Joe hasn't had a really good game since there's been side-scrolling games, right?
yeah.
Like
The
that kind
NES
of
games
theme.
were pretty good.
Mm.
Let's see. Dreadnought says COD and Joe don't work, but I think that would be because of the perspective more than anything. Um,
Mm.
and Jay Astro says, Lady J can honeypot me any day. Roman Graham is here. What's going on? Crusty old crow and downrange.
Downrange.
Every time I hear that thing makes me think of my brother. That was he come back from he come back from uh, Kuwait and Iraq, and that was his favorite word. He worked
Downrange.
downrange into anything.
See, every time I
Uh,
hear downrange, all I can think of is, all right, stop everything and wait for him to come back. That's all it is. Right? Like you can't shoot while somebody's downrange.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Lone Dragon is here. It says, I'd like a game like Mercenaries and Mercenaries 2, but with Joe and Cobra characters and vehicles. Uh, I forgot about Mercenaries. That would be a good one.
So
For sure. I
I
forget
never
about
played
that game.
Mercenaries, but I guess we're touching on video games a little bit just for the shits and giggles of it. But
It
it
might as
just
well.
occurred to me a game that I think I was really disappointed that it stopped because it had such great potential, but then it was getting silly. Um, what about a Joe versus Cobra version of Left 4 Dead? Right, your 4-person party.
Yeah, that would be good. And you have to square off against the other forces
Yep.
or four other players on a
It would
PvP.
be nice to have more than 4 characters to pick from to make that 4-person party because Left 4 Dead you didn't really get a choice, but
Yeah,
yeah, it would be
yeah,
that would be kind of cool if you had a selection of like 16 Joes to make this, right?
yeah. Have a selection, a roster to choose from. Uh,
Mhm.
and Joe ARAH is in the house. What's up, Joe? How you doing? Ghost Recon has vehicles, including air. Yeah, they had a little bit of
That's true.
everything.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Bobby says, Crow, you're building up your Arctic team. Did you see there's a person with a custom classified Arctic buzz bore?
So put that comment back up, Darren. Read that again. That's not for me. That's for Triple
CC,
C.
Crimson Cobra Commander. Okay.
That's for Triple C.
Well,
And I knew that when I saw Buzzbore under the name. I was like, that's definitely not for me, bro.
you're right. No, you're right. Everybody, you're COC and he's CCC, and that's what I was thinking there. But Crow, did you know that somebody made a custom classified Arctic buzzbore
I know
while
now.
we're here? While we're here,
Yeah.
since we're here, um,
No, I
yeah,
know now. Yeah.
you,
Cool.
yeah,
I like the concept of the Buzzbore in the ice more than I do just rolling down a street.
makes more sense. Making
Yeah.
cutting through so something else could get through. Call it the Shackleford. The Cobra's Shackleford.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about you got any new toys? Have
Well,
you got
golly,
any
I
new
sure
toys?
did. I completed the mass device sets for the what's been out. So I got the Senor Polar Bear, right? I'd wave them in the camera, but I think I'm still very pixelated. So I got the polar bear. I got snake eyes with it. I got the divers. And man, I am not surprised at what a mixed bag of opinions I've heard about the divers so far, right? Like people are either they really want them or they never wanted them, and how dare they? Please don't, because it's not looking good, Darren. When we do
I
that
was
down
hoping it
south,
would
yeah,
fix it.
no, it never does. And then it just leaves me looking more and more pixelated in larger mode. But
We got 8-bit crow.
yeah, but I will say the redeeming part about the 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 diver set is just how good the Cobra diver does look with the eels. If you bought any eels, he looks like a leader, or like, yeah, he looks like a leader of them when we put them together. But I'll hold it up that much just so you can see the reds, right? But that's about it.
I can
And
see the
that's it.
color contrast.
Yeah, that was about it. Who else did I get? Cobra Commander, Blood. You got Monkey Wrench, and I haven't seen him. I'm very jealous. And your camera works. You should show Monkey Wrench. You're
Oh,
not pixelated like I am.
I have him here. Hang on. So
See
there he is.
can I interject? Well, oh damn it, you had him right there. Before the
Yeah.
show, before we went on, Darren was telling me how his dreadnought shelf knocked a few over, and he would very delicately set them back up. And he was very concerned they would drop in the middle of the show. And I was hoping he would reach for Monkey Wrench and knock them over, but it was right there.
Oh
That is an
yeah. Well,
awesome figure.
I kind of knew we were going to be doing this, so I set stuff out on the desk. But I actually didn't have him with the dreadnoughts. He was in front of the snake armor because that's usually where the new guys go. So
Son of a
for a
bitch.
little while anyway. So yeah, this dude is great, and I didn't like pull any strings or anything to get him. I ordered him from Walmart. Walmart's the only place that's had him so far. But this
Really?
is, yeah, they're the only ones that have sent him out.
I
This
thought this
dude,
came from Timu or something, or one of the.
no,
What? No, what was the
no,
one you ordered from Australia? What was that
pop
company?
culture, pop
That was
culture,
it. Pop culture, not Timu.
and they, I don't think they've gotten him yet. If they did, it's been recently, and I haven't been checking. But y'all, this is one of hands down one of the best figures we've had this year. So I recommend everybody order this dude. He is such a fun figure, and the glasses fit like they should
That
on
was
these
the big
figures.
thing. The cut inside the hairline to hit those ridges on those glasses was what impressed me.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
watched your review, and yeah.
it is this figure's damn near perfect. Say what's up to Steve Martin is in the house. What's up, Steve
Put
Martin?
on, Steve.
Cobra 8877 is here.
Okay.
First time here. Good evening, everyone. Well, thank you for
Well,
stopping by.
welcome.
I could have swore you'd been here before, but if you say you haven't, I trust you. So
And
welcome to the show.
and you can see, like, my camera's so bad tonight there, Mr. 88, that I'm actually invisible right now. Like, that's how bad my camera got.
it's it's completely pixelated him out. It's actually
I
strangely okay when you're not sitting there. What the hell?
I I I think what happened is my father went back in time and broke my, or somebody went back in time and broke my parents up, right? So I've disincorporated, but
I'm just thinking about the opposite. If somebody had went by and made mine stay together, I'd have had a whole lot less GI Joe shit.
so
uh,
many apologies
Matt,
that wouldn't get bought.
yeah, yeah, all of these little plastic apologies is and I'm sorry and I feel bads is what made my childhood. Um, Matt Matthew Matson is here. Says I still
Hi,
need the
Matthew.
I still need the divers, but I just need the mass pieces. So you don't really want the divers, you just want the mass pieces, Matthew, or am I
What a
interpreting that
terrible
right?
hook, eh? Yeah, what a
Yeah,
terrible hook. Yeah,
that's
I've been
that's
thinking
awful.
about that too. Yeah.
Yeah, and Dreadnought says, maple syrup in the fiber lines. Damn you, Trudeau, for empowering the squirrels. Oh my God. There's some good comments in here. Matthew says Canadian internet's getting hit with tariffs for crossing the border.
So, do people know that Trudeau's not our prime minister up here anymore? Are they aware of that?
I don't think so, but he did
No,
screw
it's okay.
everything up for quite a while, right?
He did. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's a legend for that. But I mean, don't cast any rocks over there in the south, please.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. Let's see. And Joe Raw, do you prefer a raw or do you want me to say a real American hero? A simple USB wavy light makes a cool blue green underwater effect. Cheap too, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we talk it. Projectors, right? That's the way to do it.
Mm-hmm. Jay Astro says he kind of felt the opposite. Why do I need a red diver if I already have eels? Because you need the mask canister.
Well, I would just hope people wanted the red diver, because my biggest thing is, who in the right mind goes into combat in a bright yellow suit underwater? Like, look at me, find me. That's like super safety yellow.
The red, yeah, it's like construction yellow. The red makes a little more sense.
Well,
Joe
if this
Ross
was,
says,
if it were
go ahead.
Deadpool, they'd be saying they were wearing the right clothes for blood and piss, right? Like,
Yeah, yep.
yeah.
So, Joe Ross says, Golly Monkey Wrench is a good looking figure. He is, dude. He's so good.
Yeah.
Um,
I like the scarring on his face too. It's like, do you want him with the
yeah,
glasses on or off? Because either way, he's looking sharp for a
he
dreadnought.
looks good with the glasses off too. Like the scarring looks, it's every bit as good as what they did with Naugahyde.
Mhm.
Matthew says, sure, brag you have the snake armor and monkey wrench. Well, I mean, I ordered him from Walmart. It's not like I did any extra steps to get him. I just got lucky. And snake armor, again, my buddy got his order and it's like, hey, you want one to review? I said, yeah, how about you
Yeah.
just send me yours and I'll send you one when mine show up.
So
Which
I'm gonna squash
maybe
something right. I want to squash something right now. K6. I understand your comment about the what Canada can and can't say. There's some pretty strong opinions on that. Let's not take it there, because you and I are not going to agree. Trust me.
and I'm looking for the okay. Yeah, I was way up above that comment. So
Yeah.
let's see. Jastro says Monkey Wrench is an awesome fig. Not my favorite dreadnought, but probably the best dreadnought fig. I agree. He is well.
Mhm.
I don't know that I think he's better than Ripper, but they're damn close. So I gave Ripper, my reviews. I do yeehaws for reviews. Ripper got 5, which is the most anybody's going to get, and I gave Monkey Wrench a 4.75, I think. So, damn close. Those are the two best ones.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
Baroness glasses from the Rattler are good. No, the hell they're not. They are
Oh,
made
really?
out of fucking dental floss. The arms on them, they look great once you get them on, but the arms are so flimsy. Oh, the ones on Monkey Wrench, they're how they should be. Like the plastic is harder, I guess, but more durometer or whatever. The Baroness glasses, they look really good, but trying to put them on, they will like wad up. They're really
Mm.
hard to put on. If you lift
Or
the hair and work them under there a little bit better, they that they'll go on. But there's one of the hair pieces they don't even really fit on very well with.
really? So, I mean, to me, the worst glasses in the line are buzzers. So, are they worse than buzzer
Oh
or?
yeah, nothing's worse than buzzers.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Okay.
Buzzers are. Buzzer's glasses would have ruined that figure if his horrible loose
Okay.
torso didn't already do it.
Okay. So Darren, I apologize. Can you okay, I have to interrupt. Dreadnought K6, I'm saying this politely. All right. It's been a pretty rough year between Canada and the US, and talking about these issues is fine. You can send me messages offline and all this. I don't want to talk this particular topic with you on this show. Okay. And it's not going to be that kind of a chat. It never has been. So please just accept, let's talk about the figures. Okay.
Yep, that's what we're gonna do. You can
Yeah.
take it over to Pop
And I mean
Blender
that
on
with I
Sunday.
mean that yeah, and I mean that with no disrespect at all about you wanting to voice your opinion. It's just that I could get very polarized. We could do this, but it's not what this show is for. That's all.
Yeah, we're only gonna go so far into the
Yep.
nuts and bolts of the tariff stuff as far as that stuff, but
Mhm.
there's more at play than tariffs, and we don't really want to get
Yep.
into it here. So um
We all have different backgrounds, right? So it's all good. But
and somewhere there it is. Stanley Eberhard is here, finally here. Is in an East Coast BB27 watch party chat. What is
827.
BB27?
Yeah,
I
I was
don't know what that
curious.
is. Let us know.
How
Let
dare
us
we
know
not
what
know?
that is. I'll probably feel really stupid when I don't when he says it.
No.
Monkey Wench. I like Monkey Wench. That's his old lady.
Monkey
Uh,
winch.
I need to make one into a Mortal Kombat Cabal. Okay.
So
Oh, the mask. The mask. Okay. Yeah, I can see it
uh,
now. It does look like Cabal's mask. I got you.
I was gonna say though, McFarlane Toys made a Mortal Kombat Cabal, though, didn't they, for their line?
I think so. I think they've done just about all of them in McFarlane.
Nonetheless, so when it's still McFarlane, I get it. It's a different scale, but I
Yeah.
accidentally canceled.
Oh, where is? Hold on. I got the mask. I'll show the mask. I got
It's a
it.
cool
Got the
mask.
accessories. It's. I still don't know what the hell it's actually supposed to be, but it. Oh, there went something. Uh, it looks awesome. Hold on. I'll
So
do
I
the
look at it
solo.
as they made his mask the same day they made Road Pig's second mask. Right? It is
That's what it seems like to me.
yeah, they're rat rotting masks, basically a mix of metal and yeah, it's all that Mad Max shit. But the 3D glasses really
Yeah,
look cool on that.
and I don't get why, but I don't need to know why. It just looks awesome.
Yeah,
And I need
yeah,
to
yeah.
find out what just fell out of this bag because something did. Hang on, I'm gonna cut my camera off real quick and see. I don't know what was that small that's in
I
Monkey Wrench's
guarantee you,
bag.
no matter what, it's always Major Blood's missile off his backpack.
Man, you got that right. Them damn,
Yeah.
they are. I feel like the tolerances are slightly better on the new blood, but not much.
I think they should have called that backpack the launcher because the pressure they put on that, it just practically flicks them out if you do it even slightly wrong.
Yeah, all you gotta do is pick him up and move him a certain way, and you knock him off the back. It was a
Yeah.
punchy fest. That's what fell
Oh,
out of the parts bag here. But that's the monkey wrench. There's so many different looks you can do with this figure. He comes with so much stuff to glasses on, glasses off, the
mhm.
outlaw bandana up or down. Like you can do so much with him, and that's part of what makes him a good figure. And it don't hurt that like all his joints are how they should be. Like he moves like he should.
Mhm.
Oh, hang on.
I like that they gave function to that weapon finally. Like you can take the pike
Yeah,
out, right? So
yeah, yeah. That's what we always wondered. Like I said that in the review. Does it shoot or does it just stab? I guess it can do either.
mm.
No, Stanley Buzzers were not the first. Sergeant Slaughters were the first. Actually, didn't
No,
the
it
Coil
was road.
Baroness have removable?
No, they weren't removable, but roadblock. This one.
Oh yeah, Cobra Island roadblock.
Notice mine. If the pixelation isn't too bad, you'll notice mine glasses are not there because they snapped in half.
Yeah, no glasses. So yeah, I guess
No glasses. Yeah.
I always forget about that dude because I never opened him. He's just.
Yeah.
He's
I love that dude. I thought that was a great look. I just thought the gun was shit. Like.
Yeah, I actually liked the figure. It just wasn't, it wasn't my look for roadblock, but I can appreciate it. It's a good looking figure.
Yeah.
Steve says Monkey Wrench picked up some Oakleys and Buzzer picked up some Dollar General specials. That's about the crux. That's the crux of it.
I feel like Buzzer ripped a rubber nose off his as well, right? Like, just I like these ones. They're terrible glasses, man. Horrid.
Jay Astro, you understand Baroness's glasses aren't meant to fit on your face, right? For a minute, I was wondering if they were meant to fit on hers.
Oh, that's not a high praise.
David says the mask helps him watch 3D movies. Okay, Big Brother season 27, the game show. Okay, yeah. So I'm a live feed watcher. I forgot you were into that because I got no. I would not have gotten that from you shortening it to BB 27. That's fine. That's your thing. That is your thing. That's all right. Oh, let's see. Woody Triple Deuce, the figure addict, is in the house. What's up, Woody? Joe Fan 84. What's up, Joe Fan? He says, don't get me started on that backpack. It's a major thorn in my side. And I got this dude sitting up here and notice no missiles.
and honestly, the play function of the gun is the only reason why there would be missiles, and somebody would complain if you didn't have that. But I was like, man, you did such a great job just painting the figure. Couldn't you have spent an extra little bit of money reworking that backpack just a touch?
Maybe it's just because it's new and putting them in there. I still feel like they fit in there a little better, but that's still not saying much, right? They still don't fit in there very well at all.
All right, or what I would have even preferred is if they had. Sorry, I just lost all sound. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yep, hear you fine.
Okay. No, if they prefer, I would have preferred maybe if they had painted the tips of the rockets or the rocket bulbs themselves red,
or the fins,
or the fins. Just a touch of color, so when it falls, because it's inevitably going to fall at some point, you have a chance.
I was sitting here. When I was thinking the review for that figure, I was messing with him, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, they stay in a little bit better." And I picked him up and moved him, and knocked both of them out. And I was like, Ripper Cobra says using Hawk's goggles for Rippers, so I don't lose his glasses. Rippers fit on pretty good for not having any channels for the earpieces. Really, Rippers stay on pretty good. I love Rippers glasses.
I don't have a problem with Rippers. And torches are perfect.
Yeah, torches are the best. Torches glasses are absolutely perfect.
Never better.
Dreadnought says anyone else's Snake Eyes V4 scabbard not stay in his back. I've seen other people say that about that figure. I don't have it.
So that's great to hear because I'm waiting to get that V4. But 161, I mentioned in my review, they cheaped out with the knife. They gave you the short and stumpy little combat knife, like the very, very small little combat knife.
But he has his knife.
Yeah, but he has his original sheath from the original set. So it's like the sheath is about 1.5 times the length of the knife. So your knife just kind of floats in there. It's like one of the worst choices I've seen.
That's not the first time in my life I've run into that problem.
Yeah. It's like, 6 inches of clothes and a 4-inch dick, right? And you got to take a piss. Yeah. It's just not working.
Trying to, Mark Hartness is in the house. What's up, Mark? what to see the Red Rockets glare. Yes, the Red Rockets glare. One of my all-time favorite episodes that comes up all the time on Seven's Wild with my cousin. We work Red Rockets glare into just about everything.
Oh, I'm doing my
Triple
eraser
C's.
impression again.
All right, man.
Yep.
You must need a lot of medicine tonight.
Oh, it's been that kind of a week.
Bet. Oh man, if
My
only I could take that medicine.
my phalanx is in a race against a tariff right now. Till
Oh
Friday, right?
shit. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Because it's on the
Got to
way. Like
cross.
everybody.
It's in Los
Yeah.
Angeles right now. It's got to cross the border. Hurry.
Will now. Do you think it will cross up there in the Northwest, or do you think it will come across to like Detroit or something and then go up, or
I
Columbus maybe?
I do not know. I've never used this tracking. It's USPS, so I have no
Okay.
idea. Like I'm surprised I can even track it. Like it's not
Yeah.
DHL, it's not Pirate Ship or any of those others. So we'll see. But it's just like with this 800 and under tariff penalty, I don't know which way that's going to be working. Come Friday.
If you had ordered like maybe another weapons pack, you'd have been exempt from Gridiron.
Maybe.
You'd have
No.
hit that. Oh shit.
No.
Let's see. So we'll read through the comments here. Crimson Cobra Commander says, my scabbard on V4, you have to push it in pretty hard. It's like Kamakura's. So, because you got to get it through the overlay, right, on Kamakura's. And
Yeah, that's a pain.
Dreadnought says it probably went up to Blaine, Washington into Canada, then trucked across Canada. Well, shit, that's all the way across the country, though.
Well, I mean,
Says
if
in
it's coming up the
his
West Coast,
experience.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, they went Arizona to LA, so I mean that kind of makes sense to go to
But
Washington.
LA's big huge international airport, so maybe it's flying out. So
And that's what I was wondering
hopefully,
too, but we'll see.
yeah, hopefully so. So let's see. We got you got Snake Eyes, you got Snake Eyes and the Bear, you got Cobra Commander, Divers. Anything else you had come in lately?
The blood, that was about it. No, that was really. I got my notice today that Slice and Dice were shipped and rolled here on August 6th. They got
Yeah, we're
here.
gonna talk about that in a minute
Yeah.
for
I know
sure.
I enjoyed them, but I don't know when I did the review.
I must not have liked them because I don't even remember getting them on,
Yeah.
August 10th or whatever. I don't even remember. Oh, let's
Yeah.
see. Let's see. I got those guys. We've seen Crystal Ball. I did get this thing.
Hang on, I gotta see what that thing is.
Still just chilling over here in the box.
Oh, the outhouse.
Yeah, the Cobra Porta battle potty.
Mhm.
Put that on camera there. This may be the only way any you guys ever see it. I don't even know if I'm going to open this thing.
Listen, you can't have any other terrain set until you have that because you've never once seen a construction site break ground without a porta john on there, right? So it's a good way to start.
This is true, and I have been on many construction sites in my day.
Mm-hmm.
No, the problem is one, like I wasn't really all that hyped about this thing anyway, and two, like it's gone. Although it shows in stock on Pulse, but you can't order it. So, like, I really wasn't all that crazy about it. And then there's that. I thought about just keeping it in the box. I thought about reselling it. And then I thought, you know what? The thing is, having the one looks silly. Like the
Yeah.
thing was meant to build a bunch of them, and you can't get them unless you want to pay. If you want to pay, they're selling. I think the cheapest I've seen this set sell for is like 110 right now.
So that to me, is a strategy they pulled, and I don't care what they said about it afterwards. You built a troop builder set and you built a modular terrain set. There's no way you didn't know people were going to want more than one, and then you made it impossible to get. That feels very on purpose when automatically the steel core one comes out, and it's so available right now, like an abundance of availability, right? I almost feel like they got that FOMO and said, we'll spark that by making the Cobra one less available, you know?
Yeah, the one that you would definitely want to build out, you know, I guess the Joe one you want to, because it's in the headquarters color, so you'd want to string a bunch of them
Well,
lengthwise together.
and that feels like the implied message they sent is like, now you gotta buy this, right? Because you saw what happened with the Cobra one. It sold out and you ended up wanting it. So buy up, boys. Like that's kind of the
And
vibe I get off this.
and we've seen this, we saw this last year, just in reverse on the factions, because it's the same shit that happened with the Vamp and the Stinger.
Yep, Vamp and Stinger, exact same thing, right? Well, you really wanted the Vamp and it was gone, so we made the Stinger available forever. Right.
I know one thing. I wish that like 5 weeks that you could have bought all the Vamps that you wanted. I wish I would have spent every dime that I had spare on Vamps. I could be
So do
living
they.
in a villa in Belize right now.
Yeah.
Doing this stream on the beach. So man, them Vamps. So I saw a post on one of the Facebook groups just yesterday. There was a dude. It was had a for sale post. He had a sealed Rattler and a sealed Vamp. He was selling. He was asking $500 for the Rattler and $250 for the Vamp and clutch. And there was like 2 comments going, "Oh, that's a good price on the Vamp."
Yeah. That's
I'm thinking,
yeah.
no, it ain't.
No, that's
The
about
Vamp
what I
ain't all
paid.
that good. The Vamp, was it? Did you give that much for it when you got it?
Yeah,
God damn.
I won't get into it. It was worth it to me. It was, and the other person was at Joe Fest,
Yeah.
right? So that money went to a good
Oh yeah.
spot. But I was like, yeah, man, like, I missed out. It's my fault. I had every opportunity to order it. I missed it because I was just learning about where to order stuff,
Yeah.
and I sat too long. The problem is Hasbro comes out with a lot of stuff that adds up really quick, and I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I don't see too. If I were to look in the chat and if everybody could raise their hand if they're a millionaire, go ahead and do that now, right? Like maybe one or two guys are that well off in life.
Yeah. I just, man, and it's, I got a couple comments starred here, but I'm going to go ahead and hit this one. Jay Astros. More of Hasbro's plan to manufacture FOMO hype. They'd rather sell the sizzle than the steak.
So
You're not wrong.
yeah. The thing about the modular terrain sets is, and I'll be brief about this because you and I talked on the phone about it a bit. The reason I'm afraid to miss out on some of them isn't because of the shape of the terrain set. It's because of some of the things that come with them, like ladders, searchlights, et cetera, et cetera. And if modular terrain sets go on for 3 or 4 more years and they expand these and keep building these out, you might have wanted those first primary pieces because maybe there was something on there that's keeping you from building an effective Cobra Terradrome section or
Yeah.
battle platform section because they've released enough modular terrain stuff that you can do those kind of things. That's where my concern about missing them is.
And that's my concern with the Joe one. Like, I don't want it, but I have it pre-ordered, and now that I know
Hmm.
what I know about this one, I don't want it. But if I want it, I want at least 2 of them, and that's a
I want
pricey
it.
set.
I want it for the stupidest of reasons, and it's because, yeah, I do want some form of like back wall, like gray functional terrain piece for backgrounds. But now that I've got so many steel core, I want more of them. Just because on mass they don't look bad by themselves, they look terrible. On mass,
Yeah,
they look interesting. They look like a hero team, right?
yeah,
So,
they do look like a force when you've got several of them. I've got 2
mhm.
of the sets, and then I've got Sky Guy, fuck Starduster with his, and then
Yeah,
the helmet, and then the
I was.
Steel Core Commander. I got them all together. They look
Yeah.
okay. I'm just kind of tired of them.
Yeah, it all adds up. But I mean, even if you take the, other steel core helmets off of guys like Wreckage and Clutch and Shockwave and put them on other bucks, like I said, you've got a dynamic looking unit. So, but I don't want
Yeah,
multiples of the same one the way I got them with the jump pack, right? Like,
right.
yeah.
U.S. Combat Dojo says the porta potties are really cool. I have 3 and they work well together. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's because there's 3 and you can like do what they're meant to do. And I wish I'd like to have one more. I'm not gonna pay what they're selling for on the secondary. I'd be
No,
probably
and
better off
so
selling mine.
same time toys and Wraithmace would get what I'm talking about just based off talking about 40K with us. But Shane at same time toys would agree with me, and everybody at 40K land would agree. They've been doing massive terrain sets for out of plastics for tabletop gaming for quite a while. They're big popular hits because they're so diverse and modular. You could build a new thing all the time, right? Of course, they would sell on the figure shelf market, but the price is going to be way more than we're prepared to part with for something like that. So
Yeah,
these smaller ones, like these individual modular toilets, that's going to be the price to build bases. Like you can use that as a template.
yeah, yeah. See what they do with it. And Triple C says it's stupid. It comes with the figure. Be cheaper without. I think you meant the Trench Viper or Steel Core, but they said they're going to put a figure with everything, but they didn't do it with the snake armor. So maybe they'll realize that we don't need a figure with every set, especially something like this. We've talked about it, before. Um, and Triple C asked, "Do you think they'll do a weather dominator like the mass device? A few figures." Hold that thought. I'm going to leave that comment starred,
Yeah,
and it'll
and
be a
Triple
little bit
C's.
before we get to it.
Do you like we got to talk about Triple C here at some point too? Do you want to talk about that now or later?
Well, I mean, it fits in with what we're talking about later, but if you want to hit it now, I got to
No,
find.
Triple C, stick around when we get into the topic tonight. You're gonna come up. You're in trouble. I'm kidding, buddy.
All right.
Mm.
Stanley says, I don't think any amount of vamp profit could get you to Belize if you cannot get yourself to Belize already. I've gotten
That
myself to Belize once. I'm trying to get back. I want to get back to Belize. It was awesome. Jastro cut the visor out of my wreckage helmet like Tony's figs did, and looks very cool that way. Yeah, I'm not cutting
I,
anything if I've only got one of them.
I have two.
All
I
right.
wonder how hard that it doesn't look too hard to do. You're right.
So I did get one other new thing. I'll throw me up on solo, and
That's my
uh
cue.
so this guy right here,
Shaggy.
this damn Jada Toys
Mm,
Shaggy.
damn right.
Oh man. Oh my god. So I didn't get the creeper or the mummy of Ankh yet. I just got Shaggy because it was a third party seller on Amazon and they're marked up. But I got a gift card for my birthday. So I'm like, I gotta at least go ahead and pick Shaggy up. If you're a Scooby Doo fan, I don't know what the holdup is with these guys coming out from all the other retailers. They were supposed to be out in July and they're still saying August. So I think they're close to showing up for everybody. But if you like the Jada figures, if you like the Street Fighter and you're a Scooby Doo fan, get this figure. It is freaking awesome. And you can do all of the posing that you can do with the Street Fighter figures with Shaggy.
That's awesome. I have them on pre-order, but I haven't seen them yet.
I mean, they should be hitting anytime. Everybody still has them marked for August. So I don't know what the holdup is with them coming, but I need to go ahead and order the other two. Yojo Depot has them on order, and I want to buy them from him. whenever he gets his. I like, trading with him. Yes, J Astro Shaggy is boombastic, and I have some more pictures of Shaggy, some of the ones that I put in the review, but there's even more. Whenever I put them on Instagram, that's actually what I was gonna use. This is boombastic.
Yeah.
I meant to say it in the review and I completely forgot. It's so good. It's so good. I can't wait till we get Scooby.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to having at least the two of them. If you're going to only get two of the line, it's Shaggy and Scooby, right? It's not Fred
Yeah.
Gaffney yeah.
Velma.
Hey,
I don't know.
going on to sell Velma. I love Velma.
Maybe it'll be Hot Velma like in the movie.
Yeah, we're not getting a Jada Hot Velma. Come on now.
Well, a fella can hope, can he? Let's see. All right. So, any new toys? Let me look at my banners here and see what I got next. All right. So I'll hit the pre-order date juggling act. That's what I've got
okay.
for this. So move this over here, get my slides and my screens in order here, and I'll pop this up. So we talked about this just a few minutes ago, and that is this wonderful email that most of us have gotten yesterday and today. So here's my email for Slice and Dice with their damn ambiguous willy or wonny email. So let me know my item will ship soon.
Yeah. I don't call this the Slice and Dice email. I call it the copy and paste. Right?
Yeah, pretty much. That's what we get.
Pretty much.
We've already gotten it. We've already gotten it with the snake armor. That was a big ass deal. Everybody was like, hell yeah, snake armor. And then it was the bottom part that was really true. And which is there's the part of the email saying, make sure all your payment details are in order. And then you get the new ship date, and the new ship date for this item is August 6th.
That's what I mean. That's the copy and paste. It's just like, whatever, man. Just slap it on there. Make sure they know they got to get their payments sorted out. Pay no attention to anything else but that.
Nope. That's all they're worried about. To make sure that whenever we decide to send these guys to you, that your money is right. Matthew says, Slice and Dice email should have gotten them 3 weeks ago. So was it this date, Matthew? Everybody says, everybody I've seen, it was August 6th for Slice and Dice. So
they must be going off one of those weird flat earth calendars.
And Joe Fan still says still no sign of his rattler. Damn. Still, have you called? I mean, they're going to tell you the same thing they've told everybody else is, they're coming out in batches, and unfortunately you're in a later batch. I think Turk finally got his. I thought Turk Murphy was going to be the last person to get his. I think he finally got his.
Christ, dude, the Ukraine got more aircraft than these guys are getting rattlers at this rate, man.
It's the damn truth, man. Oh my God. Oh, all right. So then we got kind of unrelated to the dates, because we're going to go over quite a few of the dates here, but I thought I would show that. So there's the post that went out from Troy Collects the other day. No PulseCon this year. Now, this has not officially been announced by Hasbro. They haven't come out and said, hey, we're not doing PulseCon. So this is just the information that got out. And that was, PulseCon was something they started doing during COVID when they couldn't do the convention shows. So apparently this year, according to this, they're not going to do PulseCon, and probably not going to do the 1027 event either. I only know what I've seen and what people are talking about, but Hasbro hasn't officially addressed it, because the exclusives for PulseCon, like it probably would have been Pythona. And we know that Pythona is going to be debuted and available at those 3 cons later this fall. So I
Yep.
guess she was going to be the PulseCon exclusive. And if they do away with it, then there goes one more exclusive. Not that it's going to be any easier to chase down.
I mean, so long as people are assured that there'll be availability for them with Pythona, I mean, I'm kind of with them on the we don't need to do all these cons that we were doing during COVID because we are traveling and interacting in person, right? So everything they want to release, everything they want to schedule, they're back to normal scheduling. So I kind of want them to save some money where they can and not, you know, not do unnecessary cons. But I know everybody wants release information. Every time there's a con of any type, they want digital renders, name drops, show me this, show me that. But that's kind of on us, right? Like we shouldn't be cheering a company on to release stuff and then complaining the next day. Well, I can't afford this, right? Like we're sending mixed messages. So dropping a con to me is irrelevant. It really is.
Yeah. I mean, it just, if as long as they're going to do the occasional fan stream to let us know what's coming out,
Yeah.
I'm fine with no actual Pulse Con, or 1027 event, as long as they do which they're doing for Marvel too. They're doing it for Star Wars, so I wouldn't expect that to really stop. I know they've said that, like, the guy that was in charge of doing those streams, like his job got sourced out or something. So I don't know if it was the producer or what. So that's more, I guess, hearsay. I guess I don't think it's been, like, there's been no statement, but that's what's going around. So I just hope that we still get fan streams.
Yeah. I mean, in the end, like I said, so long as the product is releasing on a timetable that they're being transparent about, and it's not spaced out like 6 months of nothing, then a 2 month wave of 50 things, and then drip drab. I
Yeah.
don't care if they promote it if they stop promoting it in a certain way, so long as it's all
I,
on schedule.
I mean, I've said a bunch of times, like, I would be fine if they just went back to dropping everything for the year at 1 or 2 times and saying at the beginning of the year, this is everything that's coming out this year. This half of it
Mhm.
is going to be January to July or June. The rest of it's coming out for the third and fourth quarter in August to December, or whatever, July to December. I'd be fine if they went back to that like the old days, honestly.
Sure, quarterly releases and biannual releases, that's fine. I mean, people can set their watches and their budgets to stuff like that, right? I would personally, I would accept them backing out of as many cons as they want to this year if they took all that, you know, per diem money that they get when they do these travels and the hotel money and the food money, and they just hired somebody to sort out the goddamn QR code just once. Just hire them, get it done.
The,
No
the
cons,
whole
it's worth it.
the whole raggedy ass website and app too. I mean, I just take all
Yeah.
that money and hire a whole new IT department to
Don't
coordinate it, because it's terrible.
don't yeah, don't tell me you're too busy. We just gave you a whole bunch of cons off to do it.
That's right. Jay Astro says, I just want the figures I want. I could give a shit about their stupid cons. I
There you go.
I mean, I'm the same way. It's just what we've been accustomed to since most of us have started with the line.
But really, all a con is just a way to entice their market, right? And it's very responsible. Every company needs to find ways to entice their market. But then what happens is we turn into a bunch of divided idiots blathering about whether it was worth the dollar or whether Emily said the right thing or I didn't want this and things like that. So it's like we get excited for cons, but then if you read the comments and everywhere, it's like you would think nobody liked cons.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. I mean, they're pretty vicious. So,
Yeah.
and Cobra 8877, as we leave Walmart, Target starts on Friday, the fall geek out. Yeah, that starts this Friday, and typically that is when you see, that's when I would expect the Steeler 2-pack to go up, is during the fall geek out thing, because everybody was saying it might be at the PulseCon or whatever the next announcement is, whatever. That's probably when that's going to go up, but it makes sense for it to be on the Target geek out. But I haven't seen anything that it's definitely going to drop then.
And
So
it's not a Target
hopefully it will.
exclusive. It's not a
Yes, it
Target
is.
exclusive, is it? Is it? I
Yeah.
thought it was I thought that was open retail or
No,
Pulse.
it's Target. That
Oh, okay.
one's Target.
I'm just gonna say this, man. It's got a tank commander in there, and I'm getting a tank. Woody, could you make sure that you saved me one on the shelf somewhere that I can buy? Because I know Woody's gonna stack these green suits right here.
There's probably going to have a bunch of them.
Yeah, just save me one.
Trying to look and see. Okay. All right. I had to look at something on the other screen over there. Lone Dragon says, we've all been conned, and Viper Scout is here. Says, I miss Joe Con. Yeah, Triple C store exclusives are enough. Con exclusives are much harder to get. They are initially. I don't think it's as bad as what it was. I mean, we flipped out over Cold Slither, but it's available now. My rage for that was just more of the way they handled the whole thing with the drop, and it's going to be available for Pulse members for exclusive whatever for a week, and then it was gone in a minute, and like, oh, just kidding, see you next week. So that's the frustration there. All right, so we got these. This is I got this from Full Force. So stuff that is hitting U.S. ports right now from the manifest data. So all of this is public record. I don't know where to actually find it, but you can. So all of this stuff is supposedly hitting ports now, which is good.
Dial Tone, Viper, and Darklon are in that. I'm like, wow.
Darklon is the one that kind of surprises me. No, that's the police officer. That's the
Oh,
legacy.
sorry, I thought it was the Viper. Yes, you're right. I
Yeah,
heard about
I
the
can
police
see
officer coming. Yeah,
I can
yeah.
see where it would look like that.
I've got
So
that's right.
Budo, Slice and Dice, the Officer, Dial Tone, Darklon, and Monkey Wrench. Now, I can kind of see Dial Tone because a few people still haven't gotten Dial Tone. I can see Monkey Wrench because he was kind of the Dial Tone of the wave. I guess the only people that have shipped any of them's Walmart. But Darklon, I don't get. Darklon is one of the only last wave of figures I've actually seen on a peg.
Yeah,
Was
man.
Darklon hard to get anywhere?
What state is buying up the Darklons? Like, is it Florida because of the pants, or
It's got to be something. Now I like the Darklon figure, but this was kind of surprising because, and it's a mix. It's a mix of different shit, right? Like you got Dial Tone, who was 2 waves ago, Darklon, who's the most recent one, Monkey Wrench, who is the most recent one, but hasn't shipped from everywhere. The police guy that who knows what's going on with him, and then the next
the police guy's coming.
Yeah, the 2-pack and the next deluxe figure. So it's so weird, man. It's just so jacked up.
I just to me it was the entire mystery about the police figure hold up, though it wasn't a mystery at all. It was just like nobody talk about it, and I promise we'll slide it under the table one of these shipments. That's what's happened. Be like, here, please.
And that's actually, like, I know Lawrence has said it, Punk has said it, and I feel the same way. I think at the most for that police officer, we're going to get a social media post that just says legacy police officer going up for pre-order or for order tomorrow at whatever 1 p.m. Eastern or whatever, and I think it's going to
Yeah.
be in stock.
So I
I
can't
think,
remember if it was Lawrence's stream or somebody was showing a picture of it, and the way that they had edited it, it wasn't them, it was like Hasbro or one of these stores that were advertising their stock photos of this figure. And you know when you sell like three or four, like you put three or four photos into one thumbnail, how they kind of cut off each other?
yeah,
Well, didn't the police figure the shield, instead of saying police on it, it said ice. And I was like, that is why this thing got held up for the first place. And here we are again, right? Like it just says ice.
I did. I didn't see that, but if you can
Yeah.
find it, send it
Oh,
to
I
me
wish
because
I
I
knew
want
where
to.
I saw it. It was like a cell photo, like Amazon or somebody. I was like, just pay attention. This is why we got in trouble the first time, right? Because you
You
could
think that was on
take rubbing
purpose?
alcohol. Well, yeah, I was saying that was probably one of the reasons why they're like, don't make a big deal about this, because conversion guys could easily take the PO off that, right? Like easy. But
Do you
yeah,
do you know because they treated that whole episode like a monkey fucking a football? Do you know how many people are going to make ice customs out of that figure now?
yeah,
Like it
I
was
don't.
already in some people's mind, but now there's probably people that wouldn't ever have even thought about attempting it gonna do it now just because. Like,
Well, it was right in their face the whole time, right? Because, like I said, poor editing. I don't think that was the first time somebody did it, and I'm not convinced it was an
no.
accident. Like, like,
I have the picture saved of that mock-up that come out when that
mm,
that figure when all that shit happened where somebody actually did that. And I showed it one night and somebody got mad and left and they've never come back.
yeah,
Oh, War Chest is in the house. What's going on, War Chest? So Scott, and he says I got dial tone, but I have another one coming. Triple C pre-ordered him at BBTS, and Pop Blender is in the house. Hey
what's going on,
fellas,
Brandon?
still at work. By the way, you got shipping notices for Law and Order, Snake Armor, Slice and Dice, and Major Blood. Hasbro is killing me, but don't worry, you were going to get them. You were supposed to have them 4 weeks ago, according to the emails. I'm curious
Yeah,
to see what the Snake Armor email says because I didn't get one for the Snake Armor.
me
I
neither.
just got the one for Slice and Dice, and theoretically, I should be getting two of those emails for Snake Armor. So
Mm.
so the next one is there's actually two of these pictures. And this is the next one that is supposedly hitting the ports this week. Hawk
Yeah,
with the MMS, Sarge
yeah.
and Mercer, and the G.I. Joe battle toilet that we just talked about, the Joe one with the steel core. So
Mm.
that one's kind of surprising if that one is already hitting ports to fill warehouses. The other two,
Yeah, that's
not so much.
that's kind of Nemesis Enforcer or Nemesis Immortal kind of speed from order to shelf, right? Like, go. You want this? Here it
Yeah,
comes.
well, he was in stock. If you remember, Nemesis
Yeah.
was like, "Hey, here's Nemesis Immortal available today," and I called that one. If you remember, I
Well, I'm
said
not
when he gets
convinced
here.
that these weren't. I'm not convinced that these weren't molded, printed, and boxed at the same time as the Cobra ones. Why wouldn't they have been? Right? Like
Well, yeah, I mean, I can see that because they obviously
the
did it with the tiger paw and the ferret.
the mold is the mold, right? Either I use blue plastic or gray, right? But I might as
Yeah,
well get it all used up in one process.
yeah, I can see it. I mean, there was
Mm.
a gap between the vamp and the stinger, but maybe they just didn't run off enough vamps because they were in a hurry to get the stinger done, and I think they did do a second run of vamps too. I think there were two.
Imagine, imagine if the reason we got so many stingers and so few vamps was because green was somehow more expensive to produce than black, right? Like it came down
Yeah,
to the sense of a die, right? Like.
yeah, probably just somebody adding a little extra cobalt or something.
Mhm.
Price
Olive
point.
drab is expensive. Yeah.
Yeah. Pop says August 7th is when he was due on
Oh, it's.
Snake Armor or on all of them, because that's what the 6th was. What was on Slice and Dice. So
I was gonna say he's
uh,
following Slice and Dice, so just wait
yeah,
till they all get here. Yeah.
yeah. Lone Dragon says, kind of like how soon as they finally give us a hooded Cobra Commander, I'm immediately painting an Arctic custom. I bet when they finally do that, when we finally get hooded Cobra Commander, because I do believe we will. It
Yeah.
probably be a Pulse exclusive or some shit, but I think they're gonna do it, and that'd be cool if they made him a deluxe with like a throne or whatever. But either way, I bet whenever they finally do hooded Cobra Commander, they go ahead and do an Arctic or a Crimson or both, and
Oh,
just have them in the can.
I think because it was relevant in what some of the things that Punk was talking about the other day on the Ramblings, and I've heard other guys bringing this up recently too. Let's talk about 3 years since HasLab Hiss, right?
Yeah,
When we get Hooded Cobra Commander, he could very well get the snake wrapped around the globe, right? Because they can reuse
yeah,
that stuff now. So
yeah.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
So I think they're doing, but I see what Lone Dragon was going with doing an Arctic. I see what you did there, but I think if they did it right and put enough wash and detail in it, they actually could do an Arctic Cobra Commander and kind of get away
Mm-hmm.
with it. Triple
Was
C,
yours wasn't carrying any kind of torch though, right? Like no torch on
no,
yours. No.
no torch, no binding implements or anything like
No,
that.
no,
So
not putting lowercase t's on people's lawns and things like that.
no,
No.
none of that shit at all.
Yeah.
Mine definitely would not be. And Triple
Thus
C,
was
we
the
got more.
fear, right?
Yeah, nobody's
Yeah.
doing that, or nobody
Yeah.
was. Kind of like nobody was gonna do a fucking ice custom, but now somebody probably asshole probably will.
Yeah.
Let's see. See, yeah, they did. They underproduced the Vamps and overproduced the Stinger because of that. Snake Around the Globe was also Snake Supreme. That's right.
Oh,
So
that's
they
true.
did
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
you're right.
Yep.
I did forget. So we need that back. How many Cobra Commanders have we gotten without it now? That's a good feature. I like that thing.
Um,
Mine's sitting in my
all,
Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander. That's the last time I saw it.
I think that was it. I think that was the last time we saw it was with that guy. Because I know, I mean, Battle Armor definitely not. Retro didn't, and Once a Man didn't. So,
And that stupid Regal presentation one, like 20 whatever it was, it didn't have it either. Because I've got that one sitting around here. So this one, this clown, he doesn't have it either.
that's the regular one.
Yeah. That was like
was
the first
first
Cobra
one.
Commander I ever got. Yeah.
Yeah. So all right, so we got 26 people watching. If you hadn't hit that like button, I'd appreciate it if you do that. And let's see, I had one more. No, I didn't have one more to go with this group. All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do a rundown real quick. Were you saying something?
Nope. I didn't say a word.
Oh, okay. So I have the pre-order date juggling act. So I actually went through and I'm going to read these off. I actually looked at the stuff because they've moved some of these dates around. A lot of this stuff was due on September 1st, and we were all clenching, going, "Oh my, I can't wait to get this stuff." But September 1st is going to kill us. So this is on Pulse. They've scooted some of the dates back. So I'm going to go through and read off what I got wrote down here. So Snake Armor is now 923. It was 9-1. Slice and Dice is 917. Blood is still the only figure slated for 9-1 out of this new wave. Crimson, no, not Crimson, just Cobra Commander, battle suit, combat armor. He is 10-1.
Combat armor.
Combat armor. Monkey Wrench is 10-1. The Divers are 10-5. Law and Order is 9-8. Crystal Ball is now 9-15. He was 9-1. Flint, Covergirl, Televiper Retros are 10-1. Breaker is 9-17. Sergeant Slaughter and Mercer are 12-1. All Strikers 12-1. The Bat, Green Shirt are 12-1. Budo is 12-1. And the MMS is 11-1. So I went through and looked all those up last night and wrote them down just to have an idea of what Pulse is at least saying stuff is going to hit. And it is some of the stuff that we just saw in those slides of stuff that are hitting U.S. ports right now. And it is typically like 4 to 6 weeks after we see these reports of stuff coming into port that it starts coming out. So, but they moved back Slice and Dice, Crystal Ball, the Snake Armor, and I think Breaker was moved back too. So, it's like always, take these dates with a grain of salt, and you're probably going to get an email with the wrong date on it from the past. Let's see. Capital T, Slaying Business. J Astro says, I hit the like button. Give me my $5. I want my $5.
Did you promise $5 again?
I did. It's in the description.
Crow not even monetized.
Crow will give $5 for every like on this stream.
Motherfucker, that's Canadian. People ain't gonna like that.
It's only like $3 US.
You'll be able to get like a large fry at McDonald's with it.
And the Sentinels have moved to December 15th. Those I don't know because I don't typically keep up with that stuff. I'll look real quick, see if I can see them on here.
Sentinels, like the retro carded X-Men video game Sentinels. Are they talking about those ones?
The big ones. So the made to order.
The made to orders. Okay, yeah.
Those are 1126. And
that is one Marvel. Yeah, I wish I had gotten in on those.
I've got no use for them. I just think they're cool. I wouldn't mind having one. I like the Sentinel. I like that classic look, but it is December 15th. I was looking at the pre-order date last year. December 15th is what's on here. So you were right, Lone Dragon. Juggernaut.
Oh yeah, there's supposed to be a big Juggernaut coming this year too, from the Gameverse.
Oh, let's see. The solo one or the 2-pack?
Solo.
The solo one, right?
Yeah, he's a big one. He came with the let's say the Starro or whatever, Gumagara or whatever it is. It's another big set.
I'm only finding I remember it. The 2-pack is October 1st, so I don't see the single one on here. All right, anyway. So One Dragon Sentinels were originally October 1st, so they've been moved back over 2 months. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Y'all smash that like button and subscribe, says 610 Yojo Daddy. What's going on, brother?
Well, man, 610, you just do what he tells you to do.
That's right. I actually had a good friend for a while that was 610, and that dude, people got out of his damn way. Used to call him Tree.
Right. Sounds like you knew some smart people.
Dude, I used to shoot pool with. All right, let me see where I'm at here. So I think I'm going to go grab me some coffee real quick. If you can hold it down. You're not in 8-bit right now.
While you're doing that, why don't you put up that image that I sent you, and I'll address the CCC thing.
All right.
And then we can roll into our topic from there. Because he often heads to bed a bit early. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I was, let me.
I'll drag it out all the time you need, buddy. But it's better not to have me full screen. Too handsome for
All right.
cameras.
Todd C is in the house. What is up, Todd? So let me go ahead and pop this up on screen, and I will be right back. There we go.
So I am giving Triple C the props that he deserves. Okay, the guy's done a lot of work on his channel over the little while. And the other day, like I've been watching some of his premieres and everything like that, and I love the conversation topics that Triple C's been bringing forward. But it was one post, Triple C, that I gotta applaud you on, and we'll see it as we scroll later. Poor down south is trying to do too much right now. You don't have to do this, Darren. We can look at it later. If you guys go over to Triple C Crimson Cobra Commander's YouTube page and look at his posts, you'll see one about frostbite goes down south or iceberg goes down south, and he talks about the wolf trooper, and he's saying that with the crystal ball ghost vipers, the luminescent wolf's head that repainted would look phenomenal for this character. And I can't help but agree. I think he's nailed down exactly why we're getting the Ghost Vipers, is because there is a possible reuse plan for some of those parts. So I never thought of that. It was Triple C that brought that to my attention. And I was immediately going, yep, that explains a lot. So I wanted to put a light on Triple C because this guy really loves the Joe stuff. He's very passionate about it. And more importantly, he focuses on the stuff that I don't. All right. He is the generation of Joes from the 87 to the end of the 94 era and beyond that I never got into. Right. And so I like his take on the vehicles. I like his take on a lot of other things that he does on his broadcast, right? He's low tech, and I remember why I had to be low tech, and that's fine because his content is genuinely insightful. And yeah, so this was just an example of that. So guys, I just wanted to make sure you all saw that. And when Darren gets back, he'll take us off this screen and he'll talk more. But let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? Like, so here we have the wolf head that we see with the ghost viper and the hands that you could attach, right? But what about that snake head and the features like the king cobra head? Do you see any possible character or way that Hasbro might incorporate that painted up as a snake head for anything in the line? I'm the guy that grew up here in Canada trying to, hack into GI Joe on the UHF dial through static. So I missed a lot of episodes and a lot of lore that I'm getting caught up on now as an adult. So I thought Triple C was spot on with this assessment as to where that reuse is, but it made me wonder about that Cobra head that we saw. Right. So if anybody has any theories on that, feel free to jot them down. I guess the other thing I'll say to kill time right now is just a reminder, and I'm sure Darren's going to remind us again towards the end. Coming up in October, if you guys were following a Punk with Toys, who of course you are, that's how you got to know us, I'm sure. We're doing that Punkathon, Streamathon thing again. All right. So the Backyard Battlefield has been invited to do some stuff with it, to participate. And down south and I haven't really bounced around that many ideas. But if there's a consensus for anything that you guys really want, then shoot us a message on our Instagram, or if you've got me on Messenger, if you've got some suggestions, and he and I can talk about it. That's by no guarantee saying we'll take the suggestion. We might have an idea by then that we want to go with, but it's a long streamathon. It's for a good cause, and if we get some good ideas, well, that's part of the participation value, right? So, hey, welcome back.
Hey, thanks. What are we talking about?
We gave Triple C his props for his insights. We asked about whether or not the snakehead had a reuse the same way the wolf head did, and then we talked about the Toys for Tots Streamathon with Punk with Toys and Sergeant Reds that you and I will participate with. And I said that they can send us messages if they had suggestions for content that they wanted to see, and we'd consider stuff. That was it.
Absolutely. That sounds like a winner to me. Let's see if I get any chats there. Yeah, that was a good call on that creature for further
Uh,
down the line, doing some of the crazy cartoon stuff. That could definitely be a good reuse for that ghost
well,
wolf head.
it answered a glaring question I had in the back of my mind, which was always like Hasbro doesn't do anything really without the intent to eventually reuse the stuff, right? Like we've seen that throughout the line with Joe. And when I saw those, I was like, well, now I don't know what to think. Right now, I'm like, yep, okay. Somebody spotted the reuse. Good.
Yep, you can kind of see it in some things, and I do I do give them props for some of the clever reuse. There for a while I was kind of like, this is all just the same shit over and over. But when they take it and they mix it up, and they make entirely new stuff out of, so it doesn't even like you have to look to see what is the reuse parts.
Yeah.
I like when they do that. That's very clever. That's how it ought to be.
Well, I mean,
Um,
I said it since the beginning. Like, you think they didn't do reuse from '82 to '94? Come on, that was all reuse. So
yeah,
we should be cheering tradition more than criticizing it.
yeah. If you look at that stuff, man, most of that stuff was reuse, especially in the early years. So, um,
Snake Eyes was made out of reuse because they needed an extra figure for that line. That's why he was all black, because they couldn't afford to paint him. He barely
yeah.
fit into the budget. Like, that's how
Isn't
Snake
it,
Eyes came to be.
isn't that funny how stuff like that works? Like that was just they wanted to get the figure count up, but they were out of money, so they just did that, and it wound up being the most iconic character in the whole IP. I
Yeah.
like the way stuff fits together, like that. The
It does.
universe does weird
Yeah.
things. Say what's
Yeah,
up, the Blitz.
it's a perfect example of the KISS rule, right? Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, yep,
Yeah.
one hundred
Yeah.
percent.
How's it going,
Uh,
Blitz?
and also the man, the myth, the legend, Kenzo's
What's going
creations
on,
in the
Kenzo?
house. What
Right
up,
on.
Kenny? How you doing? I got a couple of things. We actually have two topics tonight. Our main topic, and then we also have a kind of a main topic as well. But before we do that, I got a couple things I want to talk about real quick. One is this right here. I wanted to highlight this guy right here. Uh, if you guys aren't subscribed to this guy, what are you even doing? Crusty old crow right here with me. So I'm sure everybody watching us is probably subscribed to you, Crow. But in case anybody isn't, Crow's up to 922 subscribers, and we're trying to get Crow to 1,000 by the end of the year. So if by chance there is somebody here that's watching this and not subscribed to Crow, make sure you go over there and hit him up and check out all of the awesome stuff he does. He does his reviews like nobody else on YouTube, really. They're really interesting, adding the military tactical perspective to it as a many year soldier. So just wanted to highlight you for a minute and make sure everybody's subscribed to you, Crow. We got to get you over that 1,000 mark, buddy.
It's all good, man. I appreciate it. Like, yeah, we're making the drive. I mean, you and I are both making pushes this year. It's just like, I don't know, man. It's one of those things where I don't give a crap about the pace so long as forward is happening, right? You're not falling backwards, so fall forwards, and we can
Yeah.
fall slow or fast, but it's all good. It's been fun. Anyways, enough blowing sunshine up each other's ass. What else do we have?
I'm not. I have to blow it up my ass. Hold on.
Yeah, blow it up your ass. My ass is full. Punk blew sunshine up me yesterday.
Yeah, yeah, and he did me last week. So,
Yeah,
uh,
there we go.
punk did me last week. So I got this little thing right here that I whipped up that I want to show. So recently with some advertisement for me from Same Time Toys and the guys over at Smoking Joe's, and then Punk. Thank those guys for promoting me as well, and got several new subscribers. So if any of you guys are watching or listening, thank you, and of course thank all of the guys that have been here since day one. So next week, details will be forthcoming. I will be doing a 500 subscriber giveaway.
Oh,
Finally hit that 500 mark, and nothing too crucial, but just a little something something. So uh, sometime next week, I will be dropping the details on. Just gonna do a couple of figures, and I'm going to have these guys, and we're gonna do a wheel of names elimination style, and I'll do it live. Don't know what day yet. Got to work the details out, but gonna have a monkey wrench, and I'm gonna have an extra breaker. So I figured I would do those as a giveaway. So I was gonna do it this week, but I don't have monkey wrench in hand yet, so I'm going to make sure I actually have the extra monkey wrench before I do it. Breaker I've got.
yeah. Well,
So
that's cool, man. I think that's a great idea. 500 is one of the. I remember giving stuff away at 500 too. I think I gave away comics. So it's
yep, you
Monkey
did
Wrench and
comics.
the Breaker. Monkey Wrench and Breaker are a good call. They were hot this year.
Yeah, I know a breaker's. Breaker's been pretty gettable. People have been able to get him. He's hanging on pegs for some
Mm.
people, and then there's some people that still haven't been able to get him. So I got one, and then monkey wrench is you know if you can catch him at Walmart, you can find him. So if not, I should have one from Walmart. Supposed to be here Friday, so I'll be doing that next week. So I just wanted to put the word out. Be on the lookout for how to enter that, which will basically be, this is the post, be a post on my community page, and then I'll do a quick video and comment on the video. But details will be forthcoming. So that's happening. So uh, Kenzo says, I'm glad I jumped over to Tuesdays for my live so I can catch yours 3-star. Well, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
I miss
thank
your
you, Kenzo.
Fridays. I miss your Fridays, your insomnias, Kenzo. Um, um, Clint, I need breaker. Or Triple C says I need breaker. Clint says I'm due to win.
Well, I guess you
Monkey
guys
wrench.
better participate in that draw.
Yep. Keep your eyes peeled for that. So let me swap back over. And so first, we're going to discuss the Energon Universe. And I don't even think I
Yes,
made a
sir.
banner.
No. So
I'm going to make one.
coincidentally, I was saying down south and I both realized we had talked about doing this the other day, and then of Toy Kind of Mood kind of touched on some of it today. And thankfully, it's not all the same stuff we were going to talk about. But Energon Universe is going to be a hotter topic going forward, I think. So
Yeah, we didn't realize that Travis was going to talk about this tonight, but we got a
no,
little bit different
we don't
perspective. We're
we don't
gonna
network
look at
like
some of
that.
the no.
That's the wrong
So
glasses.
what we were going to do was just not do a deep dive into the comics, but we're going to look at some of the characters from that universe, and we're actually each going to pick like our favorite 3 of the new designs for the Energon universe that we'd kind of like to see made into figures.
Yeah.
So just kind of go over it. Not gonna like go over a bunch of huge plot details or anything from the comics. So no super major spoilers, I don't think. So let's go ahead and look at. I'm using the slides you sent me because a lot of the ones that you sent I had in like the 3 that I had. So
Sure. It's not like there's a ton of available good picks straight
no,
off the internet
no,
either. So
there's really not. So
no,
uh so I got them. I think I got them saved in the order you sent them to me. So I got the
it's a
first one
risk.
pulled up. Good old
Yeah.
Risk.
So I think Risk is a gimme on this line, just because there's you and I talked, right? We talked about he is kind of like the 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 high end version of Chuckles, right? He's
Yeah,
that John Wick espionage kind of guy, but there's also the fact that he's Native American, I think, or he's got Native ties going for him. I saw the Thunderbird tattoo or whatever they had in the designs in the photos there.
Yeah, it's
I'm
in
not
one
sure
of
what's
them.
going on with it with his heritage really, but I think like like anything diverse they're gonna look at for sure. Right?
Yeah, and he's a good call. Like I definitely see this dude getting made. I want this figure. Like I'd love to have this Risk figure guy in a,
Yeah.
he wears a suit. Like you said, he's the higher end version of Chuckles. He's an agent, so he's got, wears a uh, plate carrier, wears a vest, and then he often is seen with his coat over the top. I love that he's got the damn belt buckle and he carries this lever action rifle and you can
That's
see
where the
he's got
eagle
the
is.
extra
It's on his belt buckle, yeah.
he's got the extra bullets on the bandolier. I love it, just carrying this old like Marlin.
Yeah, I was thinking of an
um
old Winchester, but yeah, it's just like it's the lever action rifle. I've always wanted one for a classified figure. I love lever action rifles for the action of it, right? That was
oh
what I
yeah,
was thinking of. That Thunderbird. I don't know if that's a tattoo he has somewhere, but it's represented on his belt buckle. But what really sold it for me was his main combat weapon is these electrified brass knuckles, right? And with the chuckles, you got some hands with brass knuckles already, so there's an easy pick for some reuse right there.
yeah, like you said when we were talking about it, just slap a port on in between one of the knuckles or something to stick on a make an
Mhm.
energy blast effect, kind of like what we see with something similar to like Force Lightning from Black Series.
Yeah.
I got Triple C's comment up. Would you want any Transformers for classified from the Energon Universe? I don't. Yes and no. I would like to see them do them, but they would be so big to scale. They'd be so
Yeah.
expensive. Um,
So
I don't know.
so I'm looking at this stinger right in front of me, right? And if we did a transformer, it would be at minimum about the size of a stinger. And because it's a transformer, you'd want it to be able to come to certain different shape changing into a robot, right? So how do we make that under 200 bucks? It's just one of these things where I'm like, okay, Hound is the only one that makes sense because he's in the comic. He's a very simple Willy Jeep with the 50 cal. So it's figure seating, and then all your money goes towards whatever makes him transform into Hound. I think it would be too expensive to do in the
I
end.
do
Right.
too. You would either have to have them just in robot mode or just in vehicle mode, and I don't think anybody would be happy with either or.
Yeah.
Um,
Now
you
three and
know,
three quarter, they've done tons of 3 3/4 sets of Transformer Joe. I think they'll carry on doing that, but I don't know if it'll come to classified scale. The figures of
I
the characters maybe, but not the Transformers.
and there's a couple that I might be interested in picking up if they did it. Hound would be one, but all the ones that I would want, I think they'd be too big. Like you got Megatron, you got Starscream. You do a Starscream in classified scale, you're going to be right back to talking about a classified HasLab Sky Striker. You know,
Yeah.
so I think if they did them, I don't think they'd be perfectly in scale and they would have to just be stuck in like robot mode.
And that's the thing, right? Like I could handle it if it was in robot mode and then some other way you had just a shell of a toy that was like 50 bucks and it was the Jeep that he transforms into. But that's a lot of money to spend into making a product, right? And I do know like when the G.I. Joe Transformers crossover movie ever does get its legs and it gets off the ground, there's a there's a likelihood they'll revisit whether they want to do a line of classified figures about that and things like that, right? And that's where I'd be like, okay, that's at the crux of the Transformer Joe crossover in the movie where all that money's been spent. That's where I'm going to focus on the toys for it. It's not going to be the comic that drives me spending that kind of money on a Transformer right now.
And I don't know how. eager they would be to produce a lot of product for that movie. You know they're going to, but based on what the GI Joe movies we've gotten, the response that they've gotten, and the last few Transformers movies, I think they, yeah, I mean, you're talking about their two biggest toy properties, so they're going to do figures, but I don't know if they would go all out doing figures for something like that.
So that breaks down to the purpose of why the movie's being made and the marketing, right? You're talking about a toy company investing with Hollywood, right?
Yeah,
So as far as the push to make a toy, I think it's there, regardless of success or not. How it's managed in contracts, I think, is why we never understand it, right? Because it'd be like, why did you
yeah,
make that? Because we thought you'd like it, or because we really had to and we just don't want to tell you, right? Like it's a bit of
yeah,
both.
yeah. It could kind of go either way there. So
Mhm.
it's a movie that they want to sell their toys, but again, like how much gamble are they going to put in it based on what they've given us so far?
Yeah. So
So
the other reason why I think we need to talk a little bit about risk, and I know we're going to move on to another character in a second, but it's also a point that Gaines and them and they brought up on Attack 'em today. It was this line is so outdated with its lore and its characters. We're talking about Vietnam era history with Stalker, Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow. Um, what is the connective tissue to the next generation of possible Joe fan if they can't even think about the last time they saw a conflict? So we need to make more updated Joes, and that might very well mean rewriting some of the origins of guys like Rock and Roll or Stalker to make them appeal to the younger generation. I'd almost rather have new characters to brace for that than to jump right into that, right? So this is why I
yeah,
think the Energon universe has to come to the line a bit. It's not for us, it's for the kids.
it's for the kids, for the
It's for
kids.
the
Uh,
kids.
Now, do you think if they did this, like they do it as a subline similar to like what we're seeing with the mass device, or
No,
do you think
I
they would
don't.
just insert them in there?
I wouldn't. Well, they didn't do it for any of the IDW characters that they inserted in there that weren't part of the
Hmm.
Joe lore, right? So why do it for the EU ones? When it comes to the
Yeah,
comics, if it was a cartoon episode like the Mass Device, like a plot line, I understand defining it because there's a unique look to it. But if we're just at the base point with starting characters, let them fold in. Your brain canon is going to write new history for them anyways.
yeah.
Bottom line,
That's,
right? So,
yep, that is a good point. And we were going to talk about our three that we really like to see. This is one of them for me. Is
mhm,
definitely I want a risk figure like tomorrow. Announce it tomorrow. Come on, Hasbro.
mhm,
Ready for our next character?
absolutely.
This son of a bitch right here.
Brought back to relevance, right? Like this is I don't know. Do you have anything to say on the guy because you followed the comics a lot more than I did? But I mean, I know who he is and I know his relevance, right? But
Yeah, yeah. Doctor Monev, Doctor Venom. We need a Doctor Venom in some shape, form, or fashion in classified, and bringing him in and with the Energon universe, I think would be a great way to do it. And you wouldn't even have to do like tie it in with any of his the old Marvel stuff here. You could bring him in as the linchpin to tie the technology together, which is kind of what it is, but they
mhm.
could definitely they could definitely have this dude tied in with Risk and any of these Energon characters, and that it would also appease some of us that want the old Marvel characters. We've talked a bunch about that, and it would be a way to modernize him and bring him in. I'd love to see him do this.
Yeah. I made one out of the Marvel Egghead and then I took my Ultimate Spider-Man or my Maximum Spider-Man Peter Parker head and put it on there. And that works for a custom of it. But Here's the thing, though. This is why I said I like this opportunity of the EU doing it. Um, my mind bender, like I don't stack my cobras in a line and say this is my cobra collection. I put them in little environments and things like that, right? And I find mindbender is often very lonesome as far as who goes with them on the shelf, right? All the Vipers go together, all the troop builds go together. Destro goes with Iron Grenadiers, Cobra Commander goes with Blue Troops. You could go through that list, and then there's mindbender in a cape and bare chest, hanging out with blood, going, "Oh, you got to repaint. You go with somebody. What's going on?" That's where a guy like Venom really fits in beside him. So I really want Mindbender to get some company in that lab.
I agree. At the very least, they need to do like the only thing that really goes with him is some kind of monsters or something. But as far as stuff that we actually already have, the only thing that really fits with Mindbender well is Techno Vipers and Mole Rats. Like nothing else really makes sense on a shelf with him. I mean, you make anything work in
Yet,
your head, but yeah, yet.
yet,
Um,
yet.
so this dude working with Mindbender in the same universe, like it's been done in the comic, but in the new comic and doing figures for your shelf, having them in the same toy line together, I
Mhm.
think it's kind of a no-brainer. It's a great way to bring Venom in.
It's cool because I could even see him working into that whole Ghost Viper Crystal Ball arc of, like who's making the spray, right? Like Crystal Ball does hallucinations, but who's making the chemicals that these Vipers are using, right? Dr. Venom.
Yeah. Yep. They're perfect. Somebody has to help, has to come up with the technology. Maybe it's not something like Mindbender could do on his own. He's more of a
Mhm.
geneticist, and Venom is more of like a brain, studies the
Yeah.
brain and patterns and all that stuff. So I think they can make it function very well together. Somebody's got to invent
He
that
he
technology.
he could come with a brainwave scanner, like a piece of kit like that, right? Well, the one that
Oh
Duke
yeah,
put on his head looks so much like Cerebro, but I mean,
yeah.
and I saw Triple C's comment. Yeah, I know Serpentor goes with them as well, right? And that's another thing we could look at if, like going down that rabbit hole. If we followed RAH when they brought their series back, Zombie Serpentor and Zombie Mindbender, right? But separate conversation.
How are we talking about stuff that goes with Mindbender and us? And I didn't even say
Mhm.
Serpentor. Oh, I
Yeah.
feel dumb now. Bats, yeah, bats could work as guys
Mhm.
carrying the materials around for him. So just there's
But
another.
if you read the EU, they don't work anymore because the way
Yeah,
that they left them in the EU is the bats are such dangerous weapons that they can't be relied around friendlies for any reason. Like they'll
yeah,
kill their own
right.
people. Right.
Yeah,
So
they really played up the bats file card in the Energon
yeah,
universe big
they
time.
really
So
did. Yeah.
um and then Dr. Venom with Venomous Maximus. I'm good on Venomous Maximus, honestly. I'm good with him, so I don't
Yeah,
need Venomous
Dr. Venom
Maximus.
Venom was just a standout because he's uniquely what he is and how he tied to the old comics by coming back on the new. It was cool, but I don't
Yeah,
see I don't see a huge drive to make him as opposed to other people that we're talking about today. Like Risk, I wouldn't
uh,
I wouldn't take Venom over Risk right now.
not in the context of doing the Energon Universe comic, but I mean, if we're
No.
talking about like Marvel, yeah, we need him ASAP.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
ready for our next one?
Sure.
This guy
This is all
right
you,
here.
bro. You gotta
Yeah,
speak to this
Mercer.
one.
Mercer, but not Mercer that we're getting that just hit U.S. ports. Cobra Mercer. Cobra Mercer is a bad guy in the Energon universe, and this is what a lot of people were thinking when we saw that 2-pack, and everybody's going, "Oh, Mercer's so small. Mercer's tiny." Mercer's not tiny. He's just pictured next to Sergeant Slaughter is why he looks so small. In the Energon universe, Mercer is just a brute. He's a thug. He's just a big. He's Destro's right hand man, and he's just absolutely all about the mission. Hail Cobra. So maybe this is Mercer before he turns into a Joe. But the representation in the Energon universe is he is Cobra through and through, and he is just a giant brute of a dude. So there's the depiction of how much bigger he is than everybody else in Energon. So
Yeah,
I would love to see a Cobra Mercer.
See, I don't feel like Mercer is Cobra through and through in the comic. I was looking for that. Like, where's his loyalty? Because at some point he's supposed to be a turncoat, right? Like he's supposed to be a Joe at some point. But I find what he's loyal to is it's that selfishness that goes with being the mercenary. And Cobra brings the right tools and structure for him to work with. I see him way more loyal to Destro than to Cobra, right? It's just
Yeah.
like-mindedness that he's a loyal to, right? So I love this write up for the way they're depicting him right now. Like he is a no BS, just yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's the job, you know.
He's Bane. He's like comic Bane. Like
Yeah,
he's huge and he's actually pretty smart. So I just love
yeah,
this depiction.
he's not he's not portrayed as dumb in this at all, and I like that too.
Mm-mm.
And he's not duped.
No, not at all. Tart Murphy's toy solution is in the house. Hey fellas, I'm late. That's all right. You're here. That's all that matters.
Yeah, buddy. Checkpoint,
Viper
bravo.
Scout. Joe made him get off the juice. Yeah, possibly. I don't see the Joes encouraging steroid use.
The
Sergeant
creatine
Slaughter, Creo Viper. We had the
Yeah.
Neo Vipers. Now we got Creo Viper.
Protein
No,
serpents and Creo vipers.
Sergeant Slaughter is not in the Energon universe yet. Maybe
Yeah,
we'll see him. Maybe we'll
I
see
don't
him.
know.
I don't know. I don't know if they'll
Doesn't
bring him
Sergeant
in.
Slaughter, doesn't he get enough of Hasbro's money? Does he need Skybounds too? He's got some pretty
He wants
solid contracts going.
He wants all the money. Oh,
That's
happy
true.
birthday, Sergeant Slaughter. I think it was yesterday. So by any chance, Mr. Remus is watching this. Happy late birthday, Sarge.
Hmm.
Let's see. Cobra says I want Mercer so can put his head on a Viper. Unfortunately, he won't be buffed. Yeah, I think there'll be a lot of people. Let's hope that those neck peg balls are interchangeable with this Mercer and at least the new Viper, the retro Viper, because that's what we want him on, right?
Yeah, not just any Viper.
So Mercer is a Cobra version of Mercer is another one that I want. So then we get this chick right here. This is one you want, I do believe.
Yeah,
Crow.
I just pulled up a bunch of variant covers of her. Like, this is probably the best cover I've ever seen of her. But I
Yeah.
see a Baroness. A Baroness Joe is an absolute freaking must. Actually, the two females on this list are absolute freaking must. If Energon used to be reflected in any way, a Baroness repaint is a gimme, or not a repaint, I should say, because I think there would be a lot of new deco in her torso. But you could probably get away with using maybe the Rattler Baroness in a couple of years for this buck. You know?
Yeah. Well, I don't think they have the same moratorium on the figures as they do on the actual HasLab vehicles.
No idea.
Because
Nonetheless,
we got retro Scarlet right after we got Glenda. So
no. But a Joe version of a Baroness, again, you know how people are about their brain cannons, right? Like, there's a new option that a lot of people didn't have a representation for. It would make them stop and consider, and they would probably appreciate that look of the character. I don't know how I feel about the glowy blue Energon star kind of thing in the middle of her chest, but if they'd done that in black or something, I would have been fine with it. But
yeah,
big light up features don't do much for me on a character, and that's what that looks like.
maybe she'll come in with a a USB port that you can plug a USB cable in.
Yeah,
Uh,
she's got a Stark arc reactor in her cleavage, right? Like just
it's just to distract from the rest of her chest.
yeah. Eyes up here,
my
boys.
yeah, my eyes are up here.
Yeah. But
So
nonetheless,
here's
cool figure. Yeah.
so this is a good depiction over too. You got the yellow glasses here.
Yeah.
Again, got the glowy blue titties. So I guess you got a little mole there, a little beauty mark. So rar.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see. Got to see how many pictures of Baroness you sent me, so I don't skip
Not
ahead
that
too
many.
soon. So this is the
That
one I got to go pick up. I got to go get this one.
yeah. Mine's upstairs. I just read that and you and I talked, right? But it did get me thinking, like I would even like another cover girl based off of the way they presented cover girl in this one. It's like a hybrid of the two figures we have, but throw some bandages on those damn arms and lose the jacket. That's one really kind of cool cover girl for sure. Like I like this take on her.
Yeah, like she's got Hawk's jacket.
Yeah,
I
but I
like.
mean
Yeah, it
like
looks good.
she is a dirty fighter, right? Like she
Oh
can get
yeah.
down with it, right? And I never
Yeah.
look at the figure that way. Never. That's the figure does
Oh
not
no.
draw that. No, not at all.
Mm-mm. Triple C says I always forget her name. The female Snake Eyes, Dawn Moreno. Oh, so you're thinking
Don
of
Marino, yeah.
she's not in Energon Universe, but I would. I mean, I've been saying it for a year. We've got to be getting a Dawn Moreno figure at some point. Like I've been saying it for a year and a half. They've got to be bringing out Dawn Moreno. But she's not in Energon. So,
So
but I
I'm
do think
working. Yeah,
some point.
I'll do the gratuitous plugs. I started looking at doing more think pieces for the channel, and I'm doing little lists here and there. And when I do one about special missions, I'll be talking about Don Moreno a bit. So, because I agree, she's coming to this line. It's just a matter of where they work her in and when.
Yeah,
You need a
yeah,
female buck to go with this. You have to remold the Snake Eyes head, right? Like it's a unique head too.
yeah. Because her mask isn't like exactly the same. It's like a combination of a couple different ones
And she
almost.
needs to have hair. She has hair that you got to work in and things like. It's a very.
Ah,
It's not like repainting a Snake Eyes. Bottom line, right?
so I can definitely see the hair from the Rattler Baroness. I can see them
Sure.
reusing one of those hair pieces, or maybe shortening one of them, maybe
Hmm.
for a Dawn Moreno. But all right, so our next character is one that I definitely want is
Oh, that is a small thumbnail. There we go.
yeah, I'll go ahead and skip ahead to this one right here. So man, I love this chick right here. This is
Chameleon, yeah.
Camille. Um, and I think this is probably if they dip their toe into Energon, I think her and Risk probably would be your two best bets to see first.
Yeah. If they do Chameleon exactly how she appears right now, that's going to be everybody's favorite Cobra female buck just because the aesthetics are all there, right? You've got that bodysuit, you've got the color. Then you load her up with a Dragonov sniper rifle and some color matching NVGs. That's a success story every time you've made it. Want to know why? Because look at Eraser from Monster Force. That's pretty much what he was in the male version, and people loved it, right?
I was looking for him. I still have
Yeah,
my
well, mine's invisible. He's around. I
yeah.
could
Maybe
catch
that's
him.
why I can't find. Maybe why I can't find it. It's over there
Yeah.
somewhere. So yeah, that would go good with the Hiss. Yeah, so she could definitely go in and support, fit in with those guys. Chameleon is badass in the comic, and she's pretty badass in most of these drawings too. These
Yeah,
drawings.
it was funny. I didn't know which side of the fence she was gonna land on in the Energon universe because when we first met her in the Destro miniseries, like she was targeting Destro. So
Yeah,
yeah, you knew she was going Cobra, but there was always that potential to be like, I wonder if we're coming to a point where Baroness quits Joe and Chameleon quits Cobra, and we get that swap because who knows with this thing, right? But it doesn't look like it's going that way.
No, not yet. I was thinking that too, but it definitely does
Mhm.
not seem like that. So I love this cover, this Cobra cover, man. It's got
Yeah.
all the heavy hitters on here. Got my boy Scrap Iron, the Twins, and Chameleon, Destro, Commander, and Mercer here. So
Mhm.
yeah, Triple C. I'd love some Crimson females, some Crimson Valkyries. Maybe swap
Laura
them
three
around
four
a bit.
three, right? Laura
Yeah,
343 from the comics.
yeah. I always
Mhm.
forget about her. I
Yeah,
always
it's
forget
it's
about that
easy to,
chick.
right? Yeah,
And
part of that.
I think that
Mhm.
was, I think that was the end. Although I do have this one picture of Risk here that I thought was cool. There's his there's the eagle tattoo above his upper back, across his upper back.
Oh, and
Uh,
missing part of his pinky finger, right? Because you don't mess with the triads.
yeah, that's right. As we learned in
Yep.
Black Rain.
Yeah.
There's his
But I mean,
customized lever
he's
action.
he's a sharp character, and the thing is, I've always felt like we needed some plain clothes Joes, like just variants of Joes and undercover, like supporting Chuckles. And this is the first time I've seen one where I was like, that's a plain clothes and it's an army figure all in one. It's great. That's a great concept. Go with it.
Yeah, there's so much they could do with that figure. So those are the ones I would like to see is Cobra, Mercer, Risk, and Chameleon. But I'd be happy if they dipped into these Energon characters. I'm digging the comic. Um, it is. I did say to Crow when we talked the other day that it's kind of it's kind of plotting. It's good, but I feel like there ought to be a little bit more in each issue. Like I don't feel like it's moving ahead very fast.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I've agreed with you wholeheartedly. I'll actually paraphrase some of that conversation too. I agree with Darren. It kind of drags along where it's kind of like, do you even know where you're taking this story right now? And then they get there, but I find repetition. It feels like somebody's role playing game, and the party screwed up the first time, and now they're running at the objective again. It just feels like it's kind of being written with a few loose ends that they plan on tying up later. They don't know how yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hopefully it goes for a while. I just like to see it go a little faster. Hold on, let's
Yep.
see what's going on here. Did YouTube delete my reply to? So I see you'd asked about anybody needing Breaker and Chuckles, and Triple C said he did. So I don't know if YouTube deleted it, but they don't delete anything on StreamYard, and I don't see anything. I don't see anything missing.
It's
So
Trump.
no, we're not talking about any of this. Damn it, we.
It
But
just been
I do.
CIAs are watching.
But I do recommend everybody check out Pop Blender on Sunday nights for Unfiltered, and he may. Um,
He'll do it. He'll speak on my behalf.
uh,
No.
um, Stanley said, "Would Hasbro allow a pinkyless figure?" I don't. Aside from them having to cast a new hand instead of reusing a bunch of the same hands, I don't know. I don't know why. Oh yes, okay, I got you. Yes, YouTube does not like you to say IG or Instagram or anything like that. So he's trying to tell
Oh.
Triple C how to get a hold of him. So Lone Dragon
Ah.
27 over on the IG, I think, is what he's trying to get to you. So now that we have sealed
Mr.
that deal, perhaps Stanley Eberhard asks, "Where's Tuco?" Where indeed? So Tuco Viper is on the last major leg of his journey. He is I can't say
Yeah.
exactly where he's at because it'll give it away, but he's got he has 3 more stops to make, and those 3, aside, not counting where he's at now, and his next stop is pretty close to where he's at, and then the next 2 stops are Pop Blender and me. So back here, and those are going to go pretty quickly. So still a ways out for the video. I was hoping I'd be able to have it done in September. It's looking like it's probably going to be October. So I know, believe me, I'm ready to get this thing over as much as anybody that's been paying attention to it. Oh, I meant to remove that. So he's almost ready to come home. It's going to be a journey though.
You want to know how long it's been? Back when Tuco left, the backyard battlefield had 3 hosts.
This is true. It was right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep, you're right. Sure did. It was actually
been over a year, yeah.
It was actually, I did the update video for it last month. It was July 23rd, I think, was when it started out. So it's been going on. I mean, I knew it was going to take a long time, but it's taken longer than it should have. Well, I'll talk about that in the beginning. It's taken a lot longer than it should have taken.
So long as you're able to tie up the end of it, get it done, get it back home. All you can say is that Tuco is more traveled than a lot of the viewers, right? Like, he's been around.
He's definitely more traveled than I am. That's for sure. I want to say hi to GI Jetman is in the house. What's going on, Jetman? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, GI Jetman, what's up?
We got 29 people watching. So if you hadn't hit that like button, I always forget to say it. So I've remembered it twice. I'm proud of myself. All right. So move on into our main topic for tonight, the one in the thumbnail and the title description.
Yep,
and
I'm coming back
as soon as I find it, because I made a banner for it. You get too many of these things over here. So, all right, while you're getting settled in, let's play this quick interlude from Blowtorch.
You're not cooking. Yeah, dude.
Pork chop sandwiches. Oh shit! Get the fuck out of here! What are you doing? Go! Get the fuck out of here, you stupid idiot! Fuck, we're all dead! Get the fuck out! My God, did that smell good?
Detective, there's no going, and you tell me do things. I done running.
G.I. Joe.
It never gets old. It never gets old.
I love that one every time.
It never gets old. I need to get Mutt and Junkie, or Mutt and Roadblock. I'm a computer and the body massage. I need to get those two. So you saw where those were remastered there at the end. Not my videos, but we all know I didn't make those. All right, so
I love that kid so much.
You told me to do things. God damn. It just never gets old, man. I love it so much.
Oh, yeah.
Matthew, pork chop sandwiches. Oh, God damn, I love it. You've seen the Lone Dragon, you've seen those, right? Tell me you've seen those. They've been around forever.
If you haven't seen the PSA ripoffs, then you've missed a major portion of Joe.
They've been around for years and years. Those are the remastered ones where somebody remastered the originals. Just if somehow you haven't seen that, just Google G.I. Joe PSAs and enjoy. If you smoke weed, maybe do a little of that before you watch them all.
Do the weed. Do the
Yeah,
weed.
do the devil's lettuce before you watch
Yeah.
those.
Just
So,
inject
oh
some
my
weed into
gosh.
your veins and go.
Yeah. All right. So, massive expansions on the mass device subset. I'm gonna let Crow kind of take the helm a little bit on this one because he's got all of them. I've only got Breaker. So we were talking about on the mass device. What else could they do to go with mass device? How would they go about it? And just like how big of a subline could they go? And I do, before we get into it, I've got Crimson Cobra Commander's comment from way back highlighted. I told him we would get to this.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll do the Weather Dominator like the mass device a few figures? I do. And I hope they do. So
This, the Weather Dominator, Operation Dragonfire, Mass Device, just those key plots where they can have a story arc that carried over a couple of episodes. I think those are the candidates for these things, right? So yeah.
Oh, let's hit some comments. Tart says, I'll be snorting my weed. Thank you.
Doing lines of weed in the bathroom like a dirty girl.
Lines of shake. That'd be rough.
Stop a mirror.
Oh my god. so you've got Snake Eyes and the Bear, you've got Breaker, and you've got the Divers. Now, have you done anything where you've like put the elements together in like a little rack, or have you done any pictures or anything of all of it together yet?
Yeah, the Bear review, the Snake Eyes and Bear.
You got it right the first time.
I've shown them together a few times, but I do have the three of them, and together they form Voltron, the ultimate mass device. But no, it's a neat collection. But yeah, they are the Mindbender thing. I haven't built a mass device holder or rack for them yet. I haven't decided because I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a mass device anyways. I think that's the point, right?
So you think that we will get an actual mass device?
Yeah, because I look at the things that Hasbro has done and said in the past, and I'm like, okay, well, that intent, right? Behind every mission, there's an intent. I need to accomplish the intent. It's not the mission, it's the intent I need to accomplish. And their intent, it was, when they said, we will never sell vehicles without figures, was to maximize the yield of the potential of a vehicle, right? Would that not be the intent of the vehicle? I can throw a figure in, get that extra price point, get the most amount of money out of that. So why would they not do the exact same thing with a mass device? Why invest in making these little stupid colored features and a thematic line and not continue it to build the mass device? Yes, it's a big piece, but if you build it in sections like they had in the past, then you can see that we can carry on, right? I just don't think they would leave this incomplete.
It seems, it seems like almost if they were gonna do it, they would either do it with, like you said, in build a piece, build a vehicle, build a fig, which I personally do not want to see in classified at all. Or, so Trip says they said the mass device would need to be a HasLab. Well, they
say a lot of things. They can pivot, right? Hasbro can pivot. They said at one point they thought the Snowcat could be retail, right? They pivoted.
Yeah. Could have.
So here is one thing one crackpot theory. Follow along. For the longest time, on the back of these boxes, we've been seeing things like bridge layers, fangs, sky strikers, all images that Hasbro owns of their own property used as AI background, right? We've become really familiar with looking for clues and dismissing clues on the backgrounds. I think this is one time where we got the clue right in front of us, and it actually makes sense They show the hermit in the background here with a dog sled team that aren't timber, but they look like timber's bodies with new sculpt husky heads on there. This could very well be AI and they're just capturing a theme, but military winter soldiers cart their kit around the infantry on toboggans. This dog sled toboggan has reuse that could be on the table. I think we will get the hermit.
As cool as I think it would be. I think he would be. I don't know. I think he'd be one of those things that might be kind of a tough sell. I could see him being maybe in a Pulse exclusive. I don't think he would be retail by any means, but Target is getting all of the mass stuff as an exclusive. I think it'd be cool to see him with like 2 dogs or 4. I don't think they do 4, but like 2 dogs. And
so
go
I'll
ahead.
give you another dog. Oh, I was going to say, I'll give you another piece of evidence because I agree with you. And I'm not betting all my eggs on this. It's just that I see nods, right? Snake Eyes came with bullshit kit, right? He came with a pistol, a knife, and the Sunbow weapon. So who shot this bear? Right? These are arrows sitting out of the bear. Like I said, there's little clues and nods out here that I'm like going, I think there's more coming.
I'm just mulling it over. So there's more they could do with it. You know, they could, especially if they wanted to give us some different variations of like green shirts, because there was green shirts in Mass Device.
Female divers.
Yeah, the female divers, because I hope they do some female green shirts. Do a black and a white, or you know, at least a couple different head sculpts. Maybe rework the Jinx head sculpt or something.
Yeah.
So
no, I wouldn't want. I don't want the hermit either. It's just that I'm looking at the mass plot line, because to me the driving force. So I just saw the comment about he doesn't make the top 20.
Yeah.
He doesn't make my top 20 either. Never would have. Right. But when I see what they've done with the mass plot line, and then you build just the start of the machine, I'm like, yeah, I get that the mass device is a big set, but I think that they would make something else for this. I really don't think these 3 canisters, they're just random loose little pieces, and I don't think that's where they intend to leave it.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways they could go with the stuff. Well, I got some good comments. Viper Scout, make the mass smaller, like a bazooka with a heat viper or something. Jim with Zartan, portable generator with a Techno Viper. So I skipped ahead to this scene in the Mass Device here, because look, you see how big that it really is as far as what it's compared to with the people.
And I always found that like that was the reason why we said it couldn't happen, right? But then remember, Classified is going to do what Classified does, right? And they could redesign the whole thing and say it's a Mass Device and we wouldn't like it, or they could do something that we just can't see yet with it. It's just, there's a way. Look at the size of the canisters. Like, look at the size of the canisters in proportion to the people standing around them.
Exactly. The canisters are larger. The actual ones that are enough of the elements to power the device are bigger than the soldiers are. What is up to Shark Eyes? What's going on, Adam? How you doing tonight?
Yeah,
buddy. Have you got Pythona yet?
yeah,
I'm waiting on a Pythona review from Shark Eyes. This was one, Matthew, the Baroness Diver, like they did in the 25th anniversary line.
And that's why I said female divers, because then we could do head swaps if we wanted to, but you could still have your troop build. And it's not like they're going to shy away from them being girls. They do an entire Marvel line where girls are basically dressed like divers. So it's doable. Yeah.
And Dave brings up something that I brought up to you. The Mass Device was the first introduction of the snake armor, correct? Yes, it was.
There you go. Right. It's a teleporter, which is, I just at that point my brain cannon goes pop. But I mean, delivering all the droves of military, I don't need a representation of that. But I need some closure as to what to do with these colorful little bottles. And I don't think Hasbro ignored the fact we would feel that way a little bit.
I think they'll do something. Now, I have said that I think them doing a mass device would be a perfect way for them to introduce the made to order stuff into G.I. Joe.
Sure.
It's too, I think, unless they really scaled it down, like to the size of, say, the MMS. MMS size or a little bit bigger, if they scaled it down to something like that, because if you look at the MMS, it's taller than a figure. They could go 1.5 size up from the MMS and scale it down, and it would be perfect for those little canisters.
Bottom line,
I think
the bottom line. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I think it's a perfect way for them to introduce the made to order model into the classified line. They could do it like, hey, we got more mass device stuff coming, but the actual device, it's going to be Pulse. It's going to be made to order. If you guys want it, here it is. This is your one chance to get it, and it's going to be however much it's going to be. Put lights in it, whatever. Don't put lights in it. I don't really care. I just, that way is something that anybody that wants it can get it, and it's not quite a HasLab, because they could do this without it having to be a HasLab. It don't need to be.
We're talking about hollow plastic shell, right?
Yeah.
Hollow plastic shell with a big vibrator sticking out of it, for lack of better terms.
Pretty much.
So if I could break that down into sections, and if I could make that fit into a box that's smaller, the same size as a Stinger, then why not? Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be as big as this picture. Yeah. Break it down. You assemble it, and it ends up being a 12-inch, 14-inch set. Good enough.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen how big the snake armor is. It is it's in a Stinger box. It's actually, I think it's a little smaller than the Stinger box, and it's a foot tall. Evil Dookie is in the house. 3-star Crow in chat. What's up, Evil Dookie? And Adam says he got Pythona yesterday, so I'm looking forward to that review.
Oh, nice.
Moody already asked if I can send it to him.
Use the mass device to send it to him.
Yeah, teleport it from Australia
the only
to
way
California.
Around it's the only way around these shipping nonsense and all these fees. Just build the mass device.
Man, that'd be awesome if you could do that in real life. So, giant Cobra mech. So getting into things like talking about Revenge of Cobra, you could do the snake suit from the temple. You could do the Aztec dude from the temple.
Yeah. One you and I talked about on the phone, the eels from the episode that are attacking the divers, right? Those would make fun little wire toy accessories for a larger goal character, right? Like Globulus or somebody coming with these things. But it's just with those eels, we've been seeing them since Torpedo being acknowledged in the lore.
Oh yeah, way back. Oh, look at poor Timber there. Holy shit!
not a graceful wolf, is he?
No, man. He's are the dimensions right there?
No, that bear is not quite that big. I feel like they're ripping us off again.
I thought it'd be a good idea to skip through it. So there's our blind woodsman, the Scottish woodsman in the north up there. Maybe it's Nova Scotia, or it could be Nova Scotia, couldn't it? There's a lot of Scotch in Nova Scotia.
Well, it's not like we're walking around with accents, but I would have to hear his accent again, because maybe they're trying to do Newfie and they just have no idea what a Newfie sounds like. That's about
But
what you'd find in our north. There's a lot of East Coast accents and a lot of Inuit.
I'm trying to show the damn worms here. There we go.
Yeah,
There's the
there.
worms.
Yeah, just little wire worms, but that would have to be an accessory with the kits, right?
Yeah, they would definitely have to like throw in one or two of the tube worms with a figure and make it even maybe a deluxe. So Viper Scout's got a good idea. You'd said something similar. All the pieces could work individually as dio pieces, but
Yes.
together make up the mass device.
Yep, the back side of the machine, the front side of the machine, the left to the right, the top. You know, like if you put a section in with characters, you could chip away at it. But I think that would involve a lot more characters than what we've seen in the first wave of Mass. So I don't know if that's the way they'd go. But I agree with you.
And Turk says he's got the files for a printed version. I've seen printed versions. It's big and classified scale, like relative to a figure, to a 6-inch classified. Turk, I know you hadn't printed it, but you got any idea, like twice the size of a figure, 3 times? Just any idea of the scale? Majority of mass modular aside from the cannon and the jewel. Probably, I don't know, the panels on one side though, like the control panel.
So I'll tell you what I would really like to see, and this was one you and I talked about on the phone as well, Darren. But like, take an object like this. This was 3D printed, and I got this for like $5, $10, right? Imagine if Hasbro put a small projector lens in the star right here. Put a small projector in here, and when you bought a set, that QR code, you scan it and it gives you a bunch of images from the cartoon or the movie or whatever that you can project on the back wall of your shelf, like from the back of your Joe sign, and you could have all these mass device eels on your shelf, like on the back wall. I really think projectors are like an amazing idea to use for toy shelves, but I just don't understand how to make it work. Anyways, take me off full screen. I hate that.
So it'd be like a modern day Viewmaster.
Yeah, like a Viewmaster, but like imagine I wanted jungle terrain on my shelf or winter terrain for my HasLab. I don't want to, nobody's making it, and I don't want to 3D print and paint and build. I could just turn on a projected image of it and it would shoot right onto the back of that shelf, right? Like, I think that's a
that'd be awesome.
Idea, but
yeah, that would be, I mean, that would be a way to capitalize on the stuff without actually, having to produce it.
Yeah.
And
use it in Marvel too, right?
Yeah, you use it anywhere. Evil Dookie's asking Turk, like, how much would it be to print one up for sale? I'd be curious too, like an estimate on like what it would cost. Triple C wants to know, how would they do Pyramid of Darkness? You just get the cubes for Pyramid of Darkness. I mean, the pyramid covers half the globe, so I think you just get cubes. But they could even make the cube pretty cool. Make it with the little robot, the little arms that come out of it to defend it with the claws. You're scared of the claw.
You're scared of the claw. I'm not scared of the claw.
You're scared of the claw. Turk says, I'd say the base of the mass device would be a little bigger than the footprint of a vamp. So you're talking at least 3 times the size of a figure height wise. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, classified everything. It's just I think, why would you do the mass device and then not do other plot lines? You know what I mean? Like Triple C asked about Heart of Darkness examples and things like this. So I wouldn't want an incomplete story arc represented. If the big WMD is the mass device, I want the mass device. If it's a weather dominator, I want a weather dominator.
Yeah.
Right.
And
brainwave scanner, give me the brainwave scanner.
And I've said many, many times that like Revenge of Cobra is my favorite miniseries. Weather Dominator with, that is definitely one. Even though the Weather Dominator is big, Like, it is made to intentionally come apart so you can have the different pieces. All you'd need to do is the pieces and a chair and a pedestal to set it on. And then you could take that pedestal and, like, I could put it up here on the corner of my cabinet like it's coming out of the Cobra Temple. The Weather Dominator would be easier to do than the mass device, I think, as far as putting it together, assembling it, because it's made to be modular.
Yeah, I mean, at some point they had to have a conversation about all these key things, and something made them launch on the mass device, right? And I have a hard time believing that was a one-off plan, like mass device, no follow-up, right? So it's just kind of wondering where they're taking things. That's all.
Do you think that they went with the mass device because it was the first cartoon? Like, because that miniseries was the introduction of the Joe cartoon, and
could be.
So that they started there, and they're going to start dipping their toe into different Sunbow cartoon stuff like this.
Sure.
Because some of this, like the worms, and I mean, even the elements themselves are just kind of one-off, kind of hokey things.
We've done the movie, right? Like Rise Serpentor Rise. We've done all that, right? Like in the line somehow. So when they gave you a straight Cobra to throw with Serpentor, you were like, okay, that's been covered.
So we're talking about characters that they could do out of the mass device. Ramar, Selena. We've got Ramar. They've already licensed Ramar. Super 7 made the 3 3/4 Ramar figure. This is one. So if they're going to keep going with the different characters in mass device, I think this is definitely one that's getting made.
How big is he by comparison to Duke, though? I can't remember.
He'd be Road Pig size.
Yeah, so there's a justification for using a Road Pig buck. Maybe not Road Pig gut, though. I don't know if you want Ramar to let himself go. That turns into a Borat bikini really quick, right? So.
Ramar's been hitting the porridge pretty hard. He's been hanging out with Creatine Viper.
Yeah. If your gut's burying your loincloth, you're having a problem.
That's all right. That's me. That's me cosplaying as Ramar. I'd be Ramor. Turk says it'd be a ton of print time. The files would have to be cut down to fit in his printer. I couldn't do it for any less than $150, and that's actually better than what I would expect on it for having one printed. So I think if Hasbro sold it, we're talking about Hasbro with injection molding, say they scaled it down. Like, what do you think if they did a mass device price point wise? What do you think something like that would have to sell for to make it desirable for people that maybe weren't diehard cartoon fans? Like Liquid said, he's not interested. So
in US dollars, if I wanted this to go to retail, I would make this a half-assed effort. Like, I would make it as detailed looking as I could, throw in a couple of mild play features like, collapsible computer screens and point the mass device, and I would keep it around the 150 US. But if I really wanted to push this, then that's where the HasLab and made to order comes, because I want the lights. The lights are critical to make this thing appealing, right?
Yeah.
And it's not about the size, it's about what it can do for your shelf and your presentation. So lights and functionality puts it up, I'd say, 220 to 250 if it's a made to order kind of thing.
I think if they kept it relatively hollow and kept the sculpting, just did all the work with the sculpting on the outer part of it, and lights, don't make the like the tracks or anything, just like make it on wheels or something. And I think they could probably do this for $200 with lights and going back to, I had it highlighted earlier, Viper Scout. I think Hasbro's allergic to technology, talking about the projector. Well, you see, they've recently discovered the technology of putting a USB port in something so we can have it on all the time.
Well, I mean, they just did QR codes because it happened during COVID. They thought everything had to be a QR code, right? Nobody's been maintaining it, so I believe you. Their technology is shit, but
still just goes to the splash page. It's awful.
Oh,
Liquid says D-list characters, if they start making stuff like this, I'm sure to be long gone out of the line. But if they mix it in, I mean, you don't have to buy it. But no, I could see if they switched all of the focus to something like this, I can see where it would turn people off that weren't into the cartoon. But if they mixed it in a little bit for people that that did like it and did want it, I don't think it'd be too bad, unless you're a completionist with them damn numbers on the box. That'd be the thing that would screw people right there.
I get where Liquid Identity is coming from, and I'd almost wager to say that he's probably within 6 or 7 years of either one of us in age, right? It's just like at this point, ridiculous is ridiculous for this war toy that we were inspired by in the OG-13, right? And I get that, I do, right? But as a lot of classified collectors has come to, especially those of us that didn't like Cobra Law, for example, we come to realize like aesthetics are different when you blow these things up to 6-inch. You start appreciating even the D-list characters. But you're right, they wouldn't do a D-list character unless they had assured sales. And one of the things I talked to you about down south was that legacy line, right? That legacy line is the bridge gap to get us our D-list characters. One of the biggest guys I have ever heard of, and I'm a big advocate for what D-list character you'd want, is Hector Ramirez. The only way I see them getting Hector Ramirez is if they go to the legacy line and say, we need combat photographers and media correspondents, like something that has that civilian role in those emergency first role worker kind of things. So media teams, translator groups, things like that. That's where you work your D-list characters, a Hector Ramirez head to throw onto the guy, things like that, right? So just because something's a D-list doesn't mean that there's not a more there's a really good strategy that they can pull on to pull your money out of your pocket. Let's just leave it at that. They'll find it.
Well, and we've seen that they're pretty good at it. I mean, how many of my reviews have I started out going, yeah, I really wasn't going to get this guy, but I'm so glad I did. It happens a lot. Pop Blender jumping in saying, I say, Tree Fitty, Loch Ness Monster. don't you give that damn monster no money.
No, man, I'm going to Loch Ness Monster. I haven't for no Tree Fitty. Good Lord, woman.
Well, I gave him $1.
I said I knew it was a Loch Ness Monster.
I know it was a damn Loch Ness Monster. Get the hell out of here. And Liquid saying mass device would have no reuse, potentially large mold pieces, relatively low interest. If they make one, I'll eat my rattler. Well, we'll see. Just kind of spitballing here.
Yeah, we're just asking where can it go, but let me ask you this. If say we use that modular part, right? I'm not banking on you buying the mass device. I'm banking on you buying the figures. The point is always going to be the figures, right? But either way, I respect where Liquid Identity is coming from. I actually feel like he's more right than I am, but this is about projecting things, right? So let's keep going.
Yeah, theoretical. So I skipped to this scene with the meatball that they're lifting out of the volcano. It looks like I'm expecting them to pick this up, and it's meat wad.
Yeah,
from scene.
Yeah. I'm feeling that volcano.
Yeah, trying to get around that volcano. So I like Meatwad was my favorite.
Yeah, I like
Meatwad was awesome. So here they are. So this could be a potential either a projection scene, or they could do like a little quick Dio kind of thing, with the with the element here getting the meteorite out of the volcano.
Thank you. You just reminded me. You and I meant to follow up on this. Okay, here was my question. You know what you want I'm about to ask?
No, I know we talked about it and meant to follow up and completely forgot.
Oh yeah. So the diver set. It is Joe Diver versus Cobra Diver for one of these little elements, the hard water element. For Snake Eyes, it's basically Snake Eyes versus Polar Bear for the whatever element that was, the radioactive element there. Who was Breaker up against for his element? Where is the representation for conflict? I don't remember. Was there a specific individual that involved in Breaker getting his asset that we could put out there, or is it just he was up against a volcano? Fuck it. I can't remember this part.
Yeah, I meant to go back and watch it. So we see him here with Clutch. Oh wow, maybe that's why I have a lifelong issue with mixing up Breaker and Clutch. It's this scene and the beards. I don't think Breaker had a Cobra counterpart in this scene other than, Destro is fighting against him trying to get the thing. I don't think Breaker actually had one here.
It's just weird, you see how they give you a conflict in a box twice, and then Breaker's just kind of like, I'm also here, and I have this.
He's like, remember I wound up with this element? So
bubblegum is my foe.
It's choking on the bubble gum. Viper Scout says my mom and pop restaurant around the corner had working QR codes for their menus and specials. How does Hasbro's QR codes lead to hell? That's a good point.
It's true.
Hector Ramirez and Scoop 2-pack. Scoop confirmed.
Sure. Well, at least there'd be reuse. There would be reuse from a legacy media correspondent that you would bank on being with Scoop, for sure.
Look, Hector Ramirez wore a suit. Risk wears a suit.
There you go. Oh my God.
There's your reuse. What? Oh my God. What if Hector Ramirez is Risk?
Hello. Oh, yeah. No, it's Lenny. Lenny's calling. I'm just kidding.
Is he?
God, that'd be funny.
Tell him I said, what's up? Yeah, he's calling saying, hey, quit giving away our ideas.
Yeah. We're not selling you any more G.I. Joe.
That's right. You're cut off like Moody is banned from Walmart. You're banned from G.I. Joe.
I've been red listed.
Hector could bridge in Jim. Give me Jim. I'm in for Jim. I'd love to see a classified Jim. I don't know about all of the holograms, but Jim and Roxy, yeah. Give me.
See, I grew up and it was the way my grandparents raised me and the way the Army conditioned me. You don't bring something up unless you're prepared to talk about it. Right? Well, why spray paint Gem and the holograms onto that box if you're not prepared to follow up something about it? It just bothers me. This is the same with the math device. Why,
I see your line of thinking there. Like, I mean, yes, it's a cool little Easter egg. It's a cool little nod, but,
But, are you just trying to antagonize fans or?
Sometimes I really think that's what they're trying to do, honestly.
Well, there's no such thing as bad press, right?
That's right. Breaker versus the volcano. Volcano has lab confirmed.
That's right.
It's Boulder
Hill. Be made to order. We'll just get a big rock. That's all it is. That'll be the rock. That is his big thing. You can drop it or you can throw it.
I can't disagree with this, really. Viper Scout, Breaker should have been Retro Card, and Cover Girl should have been Mass Device. I can't really disagree with that. At all. Let's see. Secret Agent Matthew Burke. I forgot about that dude for Flint to be all jealous about.
Oh, yeah. See, it's more fringe characters. So Secret Agent re-rolling into Risk.
That's that's what That's what I was going for there. That'd be great.
Mhm.
Let's see. Reading through Viper Scout says they're called Easter egg crow. Yes, pizzazz. That's what I meant. Roxy, not Roxy. Pizzazz. That's what I meant. Misfits. That's where I was going. All right, so another one. We just got a new Major Blood, but Major Blood is in this thing. So
before we move
cartoon
on to
Major
that,
Blood.
I just want to address that dig. Do you know the thing why they were called Easter eggs, right? Because eventually they hatch. Something's inside that.
Candy. Classified Tootsie Rolls confirmed.
No, but you remember we used to get Easter eggs on DVDs back in the day. And if you clicked
Oh,
on that
yeah.
Easter egg, it would open up a featurette. That was the point.
That was so much fun. I love doing that. I love doing it and hidden screens and stuff. Completely off topic, but since you made me think about it, the best title screen ever for a DVD has got to be House of a Thousand Corpses. Have you ever watched the DVD?
No, I don't think I ever
Rob
did.
Zombie's first movie. So
I've seen the movie, but
okay, if you put the DVD in and you just let it sit there and don't hit play or anything, Captain Spaulding comes back out to the counter and starts talking shit about you. and it goes on for like 3 or 4 minutes.
God.
If you can find it, I'm sure it's online. It is hilarious. It's so funny.
From the same generation, though, that was like PlayStation. If you left the game Red Faction running just on the title screen, eventually you get all these PlayStation and like McFarlane characters sitting around playing Dungeons and Dragons. And the script for that was hilarious too.
I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
Suit Buck could be used for the Crimson Twins later. Yeah, I mean, there's all kind of stuff. Game Master and episode with Bikini Baroness. Stu for lunch in the house. What's up, Stu? How you doing? And somebody had said if we get female divers, we got to get Mara. We need another one of those kind of tertiary cartoon characters. Yeah, Lone Dragon remembers that. Captain Spaulding was hilarious. So, all right. So back to Mass Device here. So you got green shirts all over the place. Destro. Somebody had said Destro really went more with Scarlet, and that's like all through it. Here's where they're fighting at the end. Wasn't that where his face gets magnetized to the controls and she shoots the arrow? Let's see. So what else? Cobra Commander in the cape, dude. We hadn't got that yet. Not
good.
Mass Commander with the purple cape.
And another Coco. Perfect.
It's exactly the same as the retro, just with the cape. This is the Super 7 one. The Super 7 Cobra Commander has got the cape.
And you know, that's kind of the thing for me is because they started the Mass Device and Classified, like I want them to follow through with more of these, make it a vein of lines, right? Otherwise, we could have left all of these kind of themes to Super 7, and they've done it perfectly. Like Super 7 really reflects the cartoons really well. So it's just more like I don't know if I needed Classified to take the Mass route, but if they did go all the way down the road, not just 2 feet down it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for them, like continuing it. I'll pick up the ones that I want. I only have Breaker. I don't have Snake Eyes and the Bear. I don't have Divers. I want to pick them up. As just right now, I'm kind of picking and choosing, and those are ones that I have picked other stuff for right now. There's just too much coming out.
Yeah, I'm not going to be a completionist with this line, but I bought those ones because, quite honestly, the drought of figures for a while was bothering me. So I just pre-ordered everything.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this at the beginning of the show. When we talked about pickups, like you went a while with nothing, and now you're like, I want it all. I want it all.
Yeah.
Send it all as soon as it comes available.
Mm-hmm.
Mark says Loch Ness Monster should be a bomb strike with a t-shirt that reads Loch Ness World Hide and Seek Champion. I think bomb strike's probably in our future at some point as well.
I have my bomb strike custom in my vamp right now, or my other vamp. I love bomb strike as a character option. I'm like, they got to do this because they kind of have to struggle to look for their female balance, right? And bomb strike was pretty prominent in the comics.
Yeah, I liked Bomb Strike. Bomb Strike was a good character, and she hung around too. They kill off a bunch of them.
If you look at the classified modernization, she's a forward observer and air traffic controller. Like, she's a FUFAC. So she calls artillery and airstrikes in on the battle. There's no one else with that role. But like, anybody can be a radio operator, dial tone breaker, sure. But who knows how to coordinate that stuff? That's bomb strike. That's very relevant these days.
Yep. You think we'll get Cobra Troopers in their underwear? They were in their draws in a couple episodes. They were in but dudes in the Viper episode.
Only if we get reused later, like someone else in their underwear.
What if they do a subline of underwear and bathing suits?
Okay, at that point, I'm just going to concede the line is dead. Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Now we're into softcore porn toys.
Yeah. Watch Liquid go. Yeah, well, those are the ones I'm waiting on. Yeah, underwear with tiny little hearts. B.A. Lacar. I definitely, I wouldn't think he'd be too hard to do a custom of though. But again, official, actual Hasbro stuff. So here's another one that a lot of people want is this Baroness in blue.
Sure.
The sunbow blue with the gold collar and belt, green glasses. I would like to see this figure. Closest they've come so far is the Rattler Baroness, and if they make this figure, I think they'll use that buck for it because it's just almost perfect.
Yeah, I can see that Baroness from the Rattler. I can see that buck going a long way. The same way Scarlet's retro buck and Glenda and all them, and the 60th anniversary sniper. Those bucks have been stretched out because,
Yeah. So any other ones you can think of from Mass? Anything else on here just specifically from Mass? I mean, there's still plenty of other stuff that they could add to this if they wanted to get into the actual Mass device. Ramar, Baroness, just there's other things they could do to continue the subset, the blind woodsman and the dog sleds. So hey, it's me, Torpedo.
Yeah, like a torpedo repaint.
Yeah. Because we need another one of those, but I know what you mean. Like they could definitely just do Torpedo. Yeah. So just to squeeze a little more out, and so Torpedo could come with a tube worm.
I was waiting for you to put more focus on them, and maybe you didn't. It just kind of one of the points where I was thinking of something else, but I think if I'm doing a second wave of the Mass device, like I said, Baroness is in there for sure, but so is the Clutch, because we've had Clutch in the main line with the Vamp. I think now is the time for to have a Clutch on his own, because the next Vamp might not be one that people want to buy, but they might still want Clutch. So a Mass Clutch would work for me with no vehicle.
That's a good call. Because so many people missed out on getting Clutch. Trying to get back to the Meteor with Clutch here.
Yeah. Did you care if Breaker didn't? You were happy Breaker didn't come with the Ram this time, right? So I was
very happy. I don't need another Ram unless it's in Dreadnought colors.
But apparently a lot of people still need a Clutch, and I think that would have been That could be one of the characters that they put in the second wave if that's what they do. You know, again, we're spitballing here, right? So
Yeah. Let's see. Trying to look. Anybody's ever taken one of the spa bodysuits to recreate a classified scale water robot from Pyramid of Darkness? Spa. What's the spa bodysuit? But the water robots, that would be definitely be one that's one of the things from the cartoons when we were talking about big stuff like the Cobra Temple snake robot. So yeah, Viper Scouts is the Tan Vamp, the Mark II, and Clutch is probably on the way. Probably, I mean, I would think they would do the Vamp Mark II because they've got all the parts now, right? Other than retooling the missile launcher to make it that one.
yeah, I mean, it was no different in the 80s than it is now, right? A lot of people missed out on the Vamp in the OG 13 and their parents didn't get it for them right away. That wave went away. The Vamp Mark II was their Vamp. So I do think that is it too, right?
I actually like the Vamp Mark II way better than the Mark One. And if you look, that missile rack that's coming with the Snowcat looks a whole lot like the missile rack on the Mark II.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
at some point, Classified could save money by just bridging that gap and having a universal rack, right? Like, you could do it. I think a lot of people would notice the difference, but they are very, very
Yeah.
similar. Yeah. I think with the deal with clutches, now that I'm thinking about it, I would still release them like this in a mass wave too. And when it came to the Vamp Mark II, I released my like modernized classified approach to clutch in the tans, but he wouldn't look like his original. He'd have like a a load vest or something unique to classified, right?
Yeah, they'd have to bump him up a little bit if they did it. So that's a good call though, as a Clutch and kind of toned down a bit to go in with this. But I mean, he'd have to have something. Would all of these guys need some kind of piece tying them to this cartoon though? Like we got the elements with the ones we've got now.
Well, and that's what I mean. Like now that the elements are done, how would you piece this? Like, could you give a control panel motherboard piece, like a 6-inch motherboard piece to one character, and then like one third, like just kind of components
Yeah.
of the mass device? I don't know if you could. That's the problem, right? Like,
Yeah, I
we're
don't know
talking
if you
about
could.
plastic weight. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you could stretch it out enough with the figures to build the whole device. Yeah. So
But
that'd be
if I were to shrink it down to some other format, like let's say I don't let the mass device be the focus, but I want something for these things to go to, like a mass analysis computer that can go against a wall or something, like something new for it
yeah,
that would allude to it, right? Like, anyways, nonetheless,
just a panel with some schematics or something on it. Would be good.
something to put the containers into, take advantage of them being there rather than, flopping around on a shelf, rolling around.
Absolutely. Well, all right, man. You got any other final thoughts on the mass device talk? One thing we didn't touch on that's worth mentioning was if they, going back to talking about space, if we get a mass device, it's going to be a room killer on the shelf. It's going to eat up a lot of room on the shelf, no matter how big they make it.
Yeah. No, I so when I say I think there's more coming, right? That's just my gut going. I think there's a lot more they could do, and I just, as much as I think there's more they can do, and I can see some windows and whatnot. I don't want them to. I don't want to continue these lines. Like I really don't. It's gonna bother me that these are loose, but I don't want to spend my money on this much more. I bought 3 of their figures, things like that. While there's appeal there, it's not what brought me into classified.
Right.
Does that make sense? Right?
Yeah,
Like
I
I
mean,
respect it. Yeah.
they could leave it alone and just leave it as a one off with these 3 sets here.
I just see there's different types of fans they're trying to appeal to, and it seems like they're trying to hit all of us at once, right? Multiple generations. I don't know how else to go about it,
Yeah, I mean, and they are like you look at the way that they mix things up. So we've got mass device figures from the very first cartoon coming out at the same time as you're getting Monkey Wrench and Crystal Ball, and
Mhm.
and figures that are from way later, from way different itinerations. They're definitely spreading it out, trying to hit all the bases. I'm fine with that. Everything is not for everybody. Like I was saying, we don't have to buy it all.
No, yeah, exactly, right. And I don't know. It's like I said, the animated stuff I could go without. But if I heard there was a demographic of fans that really wanted it, I'd want them to have an option to it. And I think Classified has made fun sets, really. Like fun one is that bear is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I want the bear. Like I don't the snake that snake eyes is kind of lackluster to me, and it wouldn't have been if they'd have done a little more with it. Personally, like I think they should have done that snake eyes like Black Series has done with a couple of the Darth Vaders with the lightning effect, or like the red. They did the one with the red glow, like the Mustafar glow from the lava on him. I would have liked to seen them do something more like
That's
that,
just
other
it,
than just the
though.
hands.
I see. I have to disagree. Like as much as I don't like this figure, I don't really see what else they could have done that would have been cost effective. At the same time, you're already putting a big ass bear in here, and they've done these hands and the little canister that glow. Not a feature I ever fucking wanted. Like I don't
Yeah,
want my toys to glow because I don't sit in a dark room and stare at my toys. Right? I sit in a well lit room and worship my toys. um, so this Snake Eyes, though, I blame the animation for why it turned out like this because every time they showed him irradiated, it was this halo aura around him. And if they
yeah,
really wanted to make it reflective, how do they build that? They'd have to go into the Marvel Legends stockpile of their blast effects that have worked or doesn't worked and go, how do we do that? And that's going to look really expensive. So I thought the glow in the dark was actually a pretty cost effective way to reflect it all. But I never wanted this Snake Eyes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just
well,
checking the box.
see, that's the whole thing. Is like I have wanted that snake eyes, and now we have it, and I'm like, yeah, I don't really like the
Yeah.
way they did it because I like the blue sunbow look for him. That's one I know me and Pop Blender had talked about before, stuff from cartoons, that we'd like, and that was one that I like. I just don't like the way they wound up doing it, but I'll get it
Well,
eventually. I want the bear.
I noticed I cleared up a little bit and I'm not as choppy in the stream. So interesting. I'll tell you why it is that I think I'm so unimpressed. Oh fuck. So long as I'm not choppy, I guess oh no, I went back to being choppy. All right,
Yeah,
because they
you went back.
used the retro Snake Eyes for this. And this is why I think this is so lackluster, because this was so freaking good. This was such a great Snake Eyes figure. When I see it in the purple and everything, I'm just like, yeah, but this came with more. It was more satisfying when I got this one. This one, it feels like the repainted is. Even though
Yeah,
it's a core plot device, it feels just like a repaint. It's whatever, nothing new going
yeah,
on here besides glowy hands.
yeah. I'll
Mhm.
I'll pick it up eventually. Oop, hang on. Oh, it felt like Punkle Toys for a minute. I had to sneeze. I hope there's
Oh,
just one. He gets fits where he'll sneeze for like 30 seconds. I hope that does
oh
not
yeah, I've
happen.
had those.
Uh, all right. So let's see. 3-piece suit characters. Yeah, I would, man, the Joe Colton head, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down. Like, I'd be in for some of the adventure team stuff scaled up for classified. I've told the
This-
story about listening to the stream when they announced the infantry soldier, and before they actually said what it was, I was like, hell yeah, they're giving us Joe Colton, and then they showed it, and I'm like, oh wait a minute, that's not Joe Colton. Oh, speak his name and he shall appear. What's going on,
No,
Lawrence? It's just
so
I just had to sneeze.
that's one of the videos I'm trying to work out right now. Is I've been really strongly obsessing over this idea that maybe, it's time to bring in the special missions theme into the classified line as an opportunity to get new figs in looks we haven't had them before, right? Like 3-piece suits, like Flint
Yeah.
in a formal suit, right? All these different vibes that follow a theme each box. Like we don't have to redo Special Mission Team Brazil. We can make new ones up. And this is what I've been working on the side, because it's an opportunity for them to bring new spins to characters in the line and introduce some new concepts, right? And
Yeah.
maybe it's one of those Pulse exclusive things. Maybe it takes the place of a HasLab for a year or something. But the point is to get it all done in one pop. 5 figures, 6 figures, done, and then move on, right? I
Yeah.
love the idea
Over
of the
and done.
3-piece suit, though. Yeah, 3-piece
Yeah.
suit, Tomac, Zaymont, Risk. You can name a few characters, Joe Colton, that would use it, right? So.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. I mean, I've been wanting official classified Tomax and Zaymont in their extensive enterprise suits for since forever. So I'm all in for that, and that's something they could really reuse. Pop Blender is a slow your roll, Crow. Nobody said we didn't need special mission Brazil now.
I give a special mission Team Brazil. That's fine, but I'm just saying, like, you know what I meant.
Oh yeah, we've got all of them now. We got wetsuit coming, so all they need to do is make up a Claymore, and I think that would sell. I think there's a lot of people that'd be in for that special mission Brazil. I think they could sell listening fun triple R.
You want? Yeah, they could. You want to know a fun fringe one that I've just been waiting on? Going, I wonder if they're really ever going to do it, just for the shock it is. But what is it, Dial Tone's niece or whatever? The second Dial Tone, was it his daughter or Jill? What was? Yeah, like they could do her, and they'd be right to do it, right? So.
Yeah, Carla Greer, Doc's daughter. Oh
yeah,
Triple C's out.
Yeah, good night, Triple C, guys. Don't forget to stop by Triple C's channel and check out his posts and his insights. Like I said, I was thank you again, Triple C, for that little insight on the Wolf Trooper there. That made perfect sense.
That was a good call.
Yeah,
that's a good call. Stanley says River Otters missions. So yeah, we might be a topic for later. I know you're working on something. It might be something.
Yeah, well, I'm just writing things down. That's all. It's just not a matter of whether it'll be a video or conversation topic or what. But there's stuff in the waters worth noting, right? So,
yeah.
Phil Morelli's his little sister.
I was thinking daughter. Maybe I was thinking Flint and Lady J with Marissa Fairborn.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right. So
thank you for that comment there. Perfect.
The spray paint kids grown up as Joe's, another good PSA. God. They're dreadnoughts. They grow up and join the dreadnoughts because they're out of brain cells.
I would love a Pulse exclusive of PSA kids just to have on the shelf, right? Like that pork chop sandwich. Yeah.
That would be, you could if you could probably buy them if you could get them cheap enough to make it worth doing those NECA Ben Cooper figures and the costumes. Those
they're all there, yeah.
Those would be perfect. You'd have to customize them, but those would be perfect. Those damn Fresh Monkey Fiction, those creepy Uncanny Valley Christmas kids that they did that all look just a little bit off. Look like Village of the Damned kids.
Instead of a Norman Rockwell picture, yeah.
So a lot of good stuff in the chat here. So it's probably about time to wrap it up. We've been going for 3 hours and 20 minutes, and
we do that.
Does call. Yeah, that's all right. I don't mind. We got 29 folks hanging out, so appreciate everybody hanging out. Even Joe Fan is passed out in the recliner like the old man I am. That's all right.
That's right.
Wrestling
That's why I give.
kids.
That's why I give myself
Yeah.
an uncomfortable stool, man.
Yeah, if I tell you what, when I started the channel and started doing YouTube, if I'd have known how much I was going to be in this chair, I'd have bought a much better chair. If
Yeah.
I'd have known when I picked out a computer chair. So that's something that's on the list for next year. So
It's true. I'm in my 50s now, like my early 50s. Thankfully, I'll stress that. But the amount of sitting I'm doing, I am lacking the amount of ass for the amount of sitting. There's a direct proportion that is lacking there.
I got the ass and it wears this chair out pretty quick. So maybe if all these people will quit making awesome vehicles, maybe I can buy a better chair. Damn it, ramen. So,
Well,
all right. What do you got coming up over on the Crusty Old Crow channel? What you working on now?
so I've started just gathering some prep picks and whatnot. I talked to Mr. Mark at Gridiron, and my phalanx shipped. And like we talked about earlier, so that is again in a race against time versus the tariff that is kicking in this week. But I'm sure I'll be right the day after it'll show up. It'll show up the day after that.
Yeah, day
That's
they
the only
hit.
thing I know is coming right now. So aside from that, I'm still due a few things that you guys have already seen on your channels. But just a reminder at the beginning of this, I said, guys, like we have Punk's, what is he calling it? The Punkorama Streamathon, Palooza. What is it?
Punkorama.
Punkorama. Right.
Punkathon.
Punkathon. Punkathon coming up in October, right? So remember that's for charity. It's for the kids, and you guys don't hate kids, otherwise you wouldn't be here.
For the kids.
But just a reminder that I did
4th and 5th.
Yeah, thank you. Just a reminder, guys, you guys can hit us up on our IGs or Instas or our messengers or however you've been talking to us so far. If there's something that you really want us to address on the backyard battlefield when we're participating in that, and maybe we'll work it in. Like I said, we'll open the floor to some things. If there's enough consensus for something, we'd have to stare at it, right? So,
Yep.
that's all I was going to talk about, man. I'm cooked after that.
All right, just answering Joe Fan's comment. He didn't realize they'd made a classified tripwire. He ordered it today. He only knew the Tiger Force. Classified tripwire is vastly underrated. It's a top 20 figure for me.
Oh yeah,
in the line.
Yeah,
It's so good.
Hard top 20 for sure, man. He comes with so much better kit. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah,
I love the options of the heavy loadout versus the light loadout. Like the EOD guy versus
you can throw his extra gear on another figure and have him, have a partner. So much you can do with that figure. So
100%. Green shirt ready there.
Yeah, absolutely. He has somebody to blow up. So he one of them green shirts. So
yeah.
All right. Over here, I actually I guess slice and dice. We got that email, so I don't, whenever they decide to show up. So I don't think I've got anything else that is imminently on the way, unless I get V4 Snake Eyes and the Bear and these other Scooby-Doo figures. But I think Joe-wise, I don't think anything's on the way right now.
Ramen,
which is good. I need a break.
We forgot to say ramen is on the way for both of us, but that's whenever ramen gets ramening.
Yeah, he announced he's doing a live stream on the 6th, which is a week from Saturday, to update on projects going on. So I imagine he's going to address the shipping status of the hunter tanks and all of the attachments and other stuff that he's got going, because he's got to address these tariffs, and those of us that still owe a balance on that stuff have got to pay it, because these things should be getting close to shipping. I know when I asked him At Joe Fest, yeah, when I saw him at Joe Fest, I asked him, and he said they were planning on being in hand sometime in October. So for that to happen, and we've already seen that he's printing up the boxes and stickers and all of that, got them on pallets. So for that to happen, they should be going out sometime in the next week or two. So we'll see. But anybody's got a Hunter tank ordered, watch or rewatch his stream. I imagine we'll get some info. So other than that, over here, I think I will be doing a 3-star after dark on Friday. I got to talk to a couple of people, and guys are interested in hanging out for some clubhouse stuff and some silliness. I'll come up with some more good questions to ask of the guests and have some fun with that. I got a couple in mind, so keep your eyes peeled. I had a good time doing that. No, we got sidetracked with the whole comic debate that got settled. So keep your eyes peeled for that. If right now I am planning on it, I just need to talk to a couple people and do that. And then next Wednesday, I'll be back over here with Pop Blender for Sevens Wild, and that will be kind of a special Sevens Wild episode because that is right before Pop Blender's birthday. It is literally Thursday next week. So that will be should be a fun episode. Maybe show some old pictures or something, do something a little bit different. So
yeah, Pop's birthday. I forgot.
Yep, he's got a big one coming. So it's the big one coming, Elizabeth.
Is it the 50? Is he doing the 50? Yeah.
He's gonna be 50. So we gotta make sure everybody turns up and
Pop,
just Pop a happy birthday next week.
Pop and I are Pop's birthday is what, the 4th?
Yeah.
Yeah, so mine's right before yours, Pop, if you remember from last year. And I'm going to tell you right now, as somebody who has traveled down the road to 50 and you're about to go down it, stop, turn back now, or end it. It's not worth it.
You shall not pass.
Go back. It's a trap. It's a fucking trap.
It's a trap. That's a clip I need. I need to get that. That'll come in handy a lot on this channel. The Zach bar going, it's a trap. No. So all right, you guys. I think that's all we got tonight. Still got 25 of you guys watching. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Hope we've entertained you. Go over, and if you're not subscribed to Crow, go check Crow out. Subscribe to him. And then the next one we got to get Pop Blender on up there. We got to bump them numbers up for Pop, for some pop culture talk. So head over there and sub to Pop if you're not. And I think that is a wrap for the Backyard Battlefield tonight.
I was just going to correct you. Subscribe to Pop. Don't sub to Pop. Subscribe to Pop.
He might like both.
That's why I'm warning. Don't. Just subscribe to him.
He may enjoy both of those. So. All right. Thanks, you guys. We'll be back here with Crow in 2 weeks. And happy early birthday, Crow.
And Brandon.
That. And Brandon. Happy birthday, everybody. See you guys. Good night. Everybody.